The Patriots, Bruins, the Celtics. WBCFM and HD Boston 98.5. The Sports Hub. Leslie Media Group Station celebrating 65 years of broadcasting. Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Patriots will hold their first practice of the week this afternoon as they begin to gear up for a home playoff game against the Houston Texans in Foxborough at 3 p.m. on Sunday. The winner of this game will head to the AFC Championship game. Elsewhere in the NFL, a shocker in Pittsburgh yesterday as head coach Mike Tomlin stepped down after nearly 20 years in charge. He will reportedly not coach next season. Also, after only scoring 3 points against the Patriots in a season-ending loss last weekend, the LA Chargers have fired offensive coordinator Greg Roman. And after losing to San Francisco to end their season, the Philadelphia Eagles have fired their offensive coordinator Kevin Patullo. Bruins are 4-0 on a 5-game homestand after a second consecutive shutout win, 3-0 over Detroit at TD Garden last night. This was a dominant victory for Marco Sturm's team.
I think it was one of the most complete games we played all year long, just 5-on-5. You know, those are the games we have to take advantage a little bit. You know, we had a couple in the past here recently. I think next game will be another one.
Jeremy Swayman made 24 saves for his first shutout of the season. The Bruins can sweep the homestand tomorrow night. They'll host Seattle on Zdeno Chara number retirement evening. The Dallas Mavericks' Anthony Davis is out until at least the end of next month. He has ligament damage in his hand. He could be out up to 2 months with the trade deadline coming up next month. And in baseball news, St. Louis yesterday traded third baseman Nolan Arenado to Arizona. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Catches Law. At Catches, they specialize in helping those who have been injured, not only from a one-time incident, but from a lifetime of hard work and labor. Does this sound like you? Visit CatchesLaw.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 6:30.
Are you actually coaching the game, or it's just that is? I feel so strongly about that. I can't even tell you.
Boston talk sports here.
What do we got?
The Sports Hub.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Toucher
You might hate me, but you're listening.
and Hardy
Don't bother me. I'm at the Pickle Palace.
on 98.5.
I know what I'm capable of.
He said something about peanut butter, right?
Yeah, boning, baby. Make America nut again.
That's gross. That's disgusting.
Let's talk about cheese.
What are you going to have for lunch?
I was at dinner with my wife and a friend.
Kitty, kitty, pussy, kitty, kitty, kitty. Flap, flap, flap.
Shut up, I'm trying to talk to Paul.
Toucher and Hardy
Good luck trying to put your finger in it when there's a million holes.
on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Let's go.
Ho! 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 Ho!
We're doing the show whoopless today, I guess.
Big problems here early on for you.
Yeah, the metal bracket off the whoop where it holds you on your wrist came flying off, and now it's in parts unknown. That's not good. Now I don't even know what my heart rate is. I mean, this is...
You might be dead right now.
Don't say that.
That's just mean.
I'll tell you,
12.
Nick giving me this Bible is the worst thing ever because now it's in my line of sight. And I really don't know what to do with it.
Do you think it's like a tiki situation?
I do, in a way, think that it's a tiki situation. It's just in my line of sight. Someone, like, it couldn't be back here. Someone had to move it, and now it's back here again. But I'm not throwing it away.
Oh,
Can't, because then you raise the demons will come get you.
Did you see the special features included in this Bible? It's got full color maps. It's got miracles and parables.
Wow.
It's got dictionary concordance.
You're bearing the lead, Hardy. Did you see that it is a King James version of the Bible, which is the oldest, most difficult version to read? There's
Of course. How
18
did you miss
newer
that?
translations of the Bible
How did you miss that?
you could actually sit down and read if you wanted to, but Nick got you the King James version, which is funny to me.
Yeah, it's just it wasn't well thought out, and it's now it's an albatross, and it makes me resent Nick every time I see it. So I wish someone would take it. maybe someone comes in here, one day lost, and they feel that they need to pick it up.
Why don't you just take it home and put it in a drawer?
Because I believe I have a Bible somewhere in my house. I'm sure I do. When I moved, I had a Bible somewhere from when I was a kid or something that has just traveled with me.
You have one in every room.
I have one in every room in my soul.
And on every end table.
Yeah, like in the bedside table next to my bed, I put one in for when women sleep over. I say, "Oh, would you like earplugs?" Because there are earplugs in the bedside table, like a series of disposable earplugs, which women get very excited when I say, "Oh, my snoring's bothering you." There are earplugs in the other one because that announces that there have been other women in the bed. So, but I can say like when you go in there, oh, look what else is in there. Maybe you. I also have a reading light if you would like to, stay up and maybe learn about the good word.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm going with that. Now it's still unopened, so I will tell you that I'm hoping that. That someone takes it, but I don't see that happening.
No one's going to take that Bible.
No one will take it, and it's real thin too. So I knew there was something going on. So King James is the reason.
Small text.
Yeah, like it's
hard to read.
Yeah, it would be impossible to read.
We're giving away Patriots tickets twice today. Why don't we throw that in with one of the giveaways?
I don't even feel comfortable giving away the Bible.
No.
I just want someone to take it. It just has this place of prominence, and every day it bugs me. It just bugs me because it was such an awful gift. And then I have this birthday coming up where I don't get anything anyway. I don't get anything, and then that's depressing. So I didn't get anything for Christmas. So my daughter keeps announcing that she didn't get me anything for my birthday.
I thought you got a gift card from your parents.
Yeah, finally ran that out. Finally ran out that yesterday at Walgreens. Got a 12-pack of Coke Zero. Finally knocked that thing out.
Nice.
Yeah, and there's nothing cooler than using the magnetic strip on a gift card, a Visa gift card, to buy soda and then have it only cover like $2.80 of the soda. So, but I finally got to throw it away without wasting it because I resent those. I not only resent getting the card. I resent because it's like, wow, you got me $50 on something that's embarrassing to use. I just would preferred not to have gotten anything. But I also don't like the idea of, I don't know how many, you guys, everyone gets gift cards and you never use them. So it's like the business, that's why they want to sell them, so because you'll never use them. So now I'm like almost militant about using these gift cards. Actually, Dan Roach got me a Showcase Movies gift card, which was nice and well thought out. This was a couple years ago. And it was like a nice gesture because he knew I was going to the movies a lot with my daughter. And they make that thing impossible to use. Like, I don't know even how to use it on the app, which is where you buy your tickets, because if you don't buy them on the app, you're not getting in the movie. You can't just show up to the movies like at any normal hour and get tickets. They're always sold out, at least the seats that are, you're not in the front row are sold out. Yeah. So I've tried on numerous occasions to use it. There's a way they can scan it, but that would mean like I would have to go to the movies today, like during the day, and have them scan it. I guess maybe when I bought food, I could do it. Maybe that's what I'll try next time. It's probably expired by now. But I did try. Oh, did I try? But gift cards are really annoying. I told you my parents got me a $100 Delta gift card.
Yeah.
Which will, and they fly.
That'll get you a checked bag to and from.
Yeah, well, some
if
of
you
us
didn't already have check bags for free with your diamond tier.
Yeah, plus 75 pounds I can get them on. Yeah, I got. I don't have to worry about weighing the bag so much. My mother
you carry a whole suitcase full of Bibles.
Yeah, well, I sell them.
Really spread the word.
But not the King James one. So those are unsellable. So my parents are going to St. John for 2 weeks on Friday. And my mom's like, I mailed you packages, and I They're supposed to get there, Freddie. They're supposed to get there, Freddie. I said, okay. Well, don't worry about it. This was coming home from work yesterday. I'm like, I don't know. They wouldn't have gotten here by now. And she's like, well, I don't know when they'll get there. Oh, I don't know, Mom. Tracking. But then I don't even want to get that going with her. That you can like track packages like that. That's opening up a whole.
Does she take packages to the post office and send them? Is she a UPS person? What does she do?
She said UPS, but that could mean post office too. Like that could mean anything.
Right.
Wait a minute, they're not the same, Freddie?
But they give you a tracking number, obviously.
Yeah.
And you can look at that online, and she is not a fan of that. They also email you the tracking, which I'm sure it hasn't occurred to you yet. Because what was she doing on the computer when I was there that was causing her all kinds of problems? And she handles it so well. She was on the computer freaking out about something she couldn't do. And it was an easy fix, but, she has to prepare herself mentally for when I go in there and help her.
So these packages that she's sending to you, these are presumably birthday gifts?
Right.
Okay.
But I've always gotten screwed on my birthday because it's so close after Christmas. Like one year I got fish, the animal fish, like the yeah.
Never give pets as a gift,
and I'm
especially fish.
And I'm like, oh, wow, this is something I didn't want.
Yeah. What is your best guess as to the what the packages will be?
I have no idea. I have no idea. Nothing I want. But I have no idea. Hopefully another $100 Delta gift card so I can get almost all the way to one ticket into Detroit when I go there in May.
My mother stopped getting me clothes like a long time ago. I think she just realized that was a fool's errand.
Well, my mom got me clothes. They all went back.
Yeah, I mean, I think they realize they have no idea what you would wear or what you would want. But my mom is almost exclusively now books, which is great. You just want to give me a book, and then she's got me some that have been fantastic, others that I haven't cracked the spine on. But for the most part, she's got good taste in that. Otherwise, I can't think of anything that I would want as a gift. I mean, anything you truly want, you're grown man.
I was just going to say,
get.
You make enough money to go by yourself.
Well, yeah. I mean, within reason.
Yeah, of course.
So, it's tough.
Yeah, like my ex-wife gave me this lamp, and now the box for the lamp is just sitting downstairs. It cost me like, $50 to mail back here. And it's like a standing lamp, and no one's ever going to put it together, and it's just going to sit in a box in the basement. Because
the lamp shouldn't puzzle you to the point where it can just never be opened.
No, I could put together the lamp. I just don't want to do it. I really don't want to do it. I don't want it enough to do it. I don't want to.
Oh, Fred, lighting is key.
It really is.
It is.
And I sit there during the week, as you guys could attest. Like I was in Bedford yesterday, and then had to take Zoe out to eat, and then I'm in bed at like 10 o'clock at night, and then then the whoop says I got 3 hours of sleep. The whole situation. When today am I going to go like sit down and go like, oh, let's sit down and really put a lot of thought into doing some like meticulous tasks.
There's so much, relatively speaking, effort to just get a light in your room. I don't understand why you would want to put together a lamp. There's no reason for it, especially when you could go like to any store and a hardware store, your favorite haunt, and buy a lamp for much cheaper and not have to put it together.
You know what, John? I just told you, you dumb bird. It's about lighting, and it's about accenting the room with different lights, and yes, sometimes a standing lamp is as much about decorating as it is illuminating the area.
What lamp can you possibly buy that would accent a room where someone would walk in and go, wow, look at that standing lamp?
You were so freaking stupid.
So I am not against the lamp as a product. Now, the lamp, if it showed up to my house and someone plugged it in and said, here's the lamp, but it was given to me in Tennessee, It cost me $50 to ship back up here.
That's an added bonus.
I mean that lamp can't be more than $100. And
did she have it shipped to Tennessee?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
That's
And so I opened it, and it was in I don't even know what it looks like. It's just in a cardboard box. Not a cardboard box with a picture in it, like a shipping box.
Yeah.
So I don't even know what it looks like.
I bet it's nice.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
sure it's awesome.
I'm sure my ex-wife spent millions on the lamp. I'm sure it was. Look, it wasn't even a bad gift. It was just like because I need stuff for the house, but like okay, fine. But I had to pay $50 to ship it to me, so I could have just went out and bought a lamp and knew what it looked like. If someone showed up to my house and plugged the lamp in and said, "Here," I'd be, "Oh wow, thank you. That's great. That's nice in the room."
Looks nice.
But like, at what point am I going to want to sit there? Look, I don't like putting together puzzles. I don't like sitting and figuring things out. I don't like that. That's not the way my brain works. And it's it's just a way of thinking. There's people that put together models and stuff, and they can get lost in that and like paint, army figures and stuff. Like Mike Myers, I always think about that. Like not the killer, but the comedian. Like he was obsessed with like little war figurines that he would paint, and they use a magnifying glass and paint them. And I get why people like that because they can lose themselves in it, and it's almost meditative to them, like the little details and focusing it in. And I get why people like to build things because the sense of accomplishment and all that stuff. But I also think it's probably meditative for you, right? Like you can kind of like, you're not thinking about anything else. You're like figuring out those problems. To me, it's just a constant sense of aggravation. Like I could, but a lot of people that like to paint that stuff can't sit down and read. Now I could sit down and read for like 2 hours, and then I can lose myself in that. Or I could watch, if I'm at a movie theater, I can watch a movie. I can consume like art or literature in a way that I can get lost in that. But I cannot, or do something like somewhat creative, but I cannot follow directions. I don't like that. I of course could put together that lamp. I know I could put together that table that's still sitting there. I know I can do it. It's just like I'm not doing it during the week because it's gonna bug me, and I'm not gonna enjoy it, and I don't want to spend my time doing that.
Yeah, well, this is specifically for you too because you actually bought a table that you.
I thought it came put together, and then now I see it's got like 84 pieces.
But this is something that you would like to have, and
not that much. It just seemed like a good idea and I thought it came assembled.
Okay, but when it's something else that is given to you, or as is the case with the box that's sitting in my dining room right now. And this probably requires next to no assembly, but my wife bought an air purifier, like a room air purifier for the family. And there are certain things I know I'm just going to have to do, and if it's something that we need or maybe I kind of want to, fine, I'll do it. Or here's another one. The ice cream maker that my mother-in-law got the family as a gift for Christmas. I'm like, oh, that's fun. I'm never going to open it. I'm never going to put it together. I don't care. I'd rather just go buy a pint of Ben & Jerry's. But finally, 2 nights ago, my son was like, hey, let's make ice cream. And they did. They took it out of the box. Now, I had to help actually, assemble the thing on, with the mixer and everything. But if someone else is actually going to start the project, fine. That frickin' air purifier has been sitting in that box in my dining room since before Christmas, and I'm not going to open it, and I'm not going to have anything to do with it. It wouldn't take long. It wouldn't be a big deal. I don't care. And during the day, once we leave here, you only got so much bandwidth. It was all I could do yesterday just to text one person about one trip that we're supposed to take that we're going to have to move the dates of. The thought of like actually going online and changing the dates and getting online with the airline and moving it, that was too much. That overwhelmed me to the point where I'm like, nah, let me just text this one guy and tell him I'm thinking about it, and we'll see what happens from there. It's the idea of opening up a box and putting together something that A, you didn't buy, and B, you don't care if you have or not. I get it.
Yeah.
That part of it I get.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the whole air purifier thing is
That's right. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Wallach has this thing that he said out loud. He's like, It's been interesting to watch the transformation in you. You know, now that we're 2 years into this morning show, and see how you've changed.
Oh, he was all gung-ho. I don't need a nap. You guys are wasting the day away. And now we're at a point where I just don't have the bandwidth to deal with anything.
I really don't. You know, I played pickleball yesterday, and that was it. That's all I got. That's all I could muster and work for today's show. But it's like those two things were the only things I could accomplish.
Oh, yeah.
Anything outside of like that. Yeah, and you said it to me early on, Fred. No, you can plan one thing. You can plan one thing to do with your day after the show. Yeah. And that's it.
Yeah, like I yesterday I went home, I slept, I got up, I walked the dog in the woods, got into my car, went to Bedford, got my daughter, took her to dinner, got home, you know, got them. My son came home and took her to his mom's house, and then I went to bed. Mm-hmm. And that was plenty a day.
Yep.
That was the whole day. And I mean I took a nap, so I was unconscious. But if you figure that I sleep 3 or 4 hours a night, that 2 hours in bed, I mean, that's what it is. Like, I didn't sit down and like watch TV. I watched the second half of the Michigan State game and then in some of the Bruins game, but I didn't finish the Bruins game. I went to bed. But
and let me tell you, man, this kid being home from college, it's so nice for like 2 days, and then it's 6 weeks of what are you doing? What are you doing? Don't you have to work today? And she did have to work yesterday, thank God. But I'm going to get home today, and she's going to be there. And guess who has a half day today? The other one.
Mine does, too.
So
Both
he's
my
going to
kids
be
have a
home
half
like
day
at
today.
11:30. I'm going to be like, you too.
That's right.
Oh,
get out of the house.
I don't
want you here.
I don't care. Do something. Go somewhere and be quiet when you leave and be quiet when you come home. Oh.
See, my ex-wife's freaking out
all
about
right?
my son going away to college, and that's not even for another year. And she's like, and I'm like, you know, if he doesn't want to come out when we have dinner for my birthday, that's fine. If he's got something he wants to do, and she's like, no, you only have so many of these left.
Right.
And I'm like, well, I don't want him there if you don't want to be there. Like I like that, and like I'm not even being self-pitying. I'm like, I really don't. Like if he's got something he wants to do, I want him to do it. I don't want him to be stuck at dinner with his family. Like if he's got something he wants to do, go do it. You know, and then I said, you know, but Hardy's daughter's home. Like all these people's kids are home because they're, you know, the break is so long.
Well, most of them are going back like this week. Not mine. Not those UMass kids. You got them for two more.
It would seem like you would have it past Martin Luther King Day. But maybe not. But anyway, if he plays baseball, I'm sure that they have to be back early anyway. All right. Look, we will be back. Like we said, the Bruins played last night. Mike Tomlin, he has left the job in Pittsburgh, which is big for Pittsburgh because if anyone wants Tomlin, they have to trade for him. They still have the rights to Tomlin. So when you quit, that means that you are the property, I guess, maybe through your contract for the team that you quit. So it doesn't look like he's going to coach again. It looks, I mean, he might coach again. He's just not going to coach
next
this
season. No.
Yeah, next season. I don't think he wants to coach. And be careful what you wish for, Pittsburgh, because you booed him out of town. That's the talk, is that they booed him out of town. And now you're going to have to reach in and try to find someone. Apparently they want Freeman from Notre Dame, and that should be interesting. If I'm Freeman, I take that job.
Well, Freeman, that's the story last night, is that he is absolutely staying put. A lot of NFL teams have come calling. He's rejected all of them.
That is true, but have you heard that about the Steelers?
Not specifically, no.
Because the Steelers' job wasn't open when I was hearing that Freeman was going to stay, and now that the Steelers' job is open, this is their fourth coach since 1969. I'm taking the Steeler job. Absolutely taking the Steeler job. I'm leaving Notre Dame in 10 seconds to take the Steeler job. That's the one job in the NFL I'm taking. Fourth coach since 1969. I wasn't alive. Boy, I was negative 6 years old.
Real quick, that would crush Notre Dame because they apparently had the best offseason of off-seasons in the portal. Apparently, they had the number one portal class in the country.
You know, Freeman's getting unfairly accused of doing stuff at wrestling matches that wasn't his fault. Right. Maybe I want to get the hell out of South Bend.
Yeah.
All right. Too small a place. All right. We'll be back in just a moment.
Stay tuned for more Toucher and Hunt.
We are Toucher and Hardy. What happened last night's brought to you by Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, where your hair doesn't have to be a game of what happened. So change your lettuce and change your life with Dr. Matthew Lopresti at 1-800-GET-HAIR. Hardy, the Boston Bruins are doing their thing. They played very poorly for a large chunk of time, and then they said, not so fast. And then they said they had a big game last night. They had a game against a team that's ahead of them in the standings, a team that's been playing very well, a team that's on the come in the Detroit Red Wings. Now, the Detroit Red Wings 2 nights ago had played overtime and then flown to Boston.
Yeah, second night of a back-to-back, you figured they wouldn't have their legs late, but this win wasn't because of that.
No, but it was as January games go in January games in the NHL. Let's be honest, we're not going to spend 2 weeks talking about this game, but as these games go, this was a team that you would like to beat.
Yeah, a good team, no longer the dead things as they were called for many years during my youth. You see, it's not Red Wings, it's dead things.
And the crowd screams, Harold. There was a kid in middle school when I went to Country Day that did a Detroit Red Wings rap for the talent show.
We have a Drake May song we have to play today, too.
Oh,
cool. You actually listened to that email. I immediately threw it away.
Good. Can't wait. What block are we setting aside for that?
The entire 7 and 8 o'clock
Cool.
hours.
Okay, so you know how we had took the call from the old guy that said Sue saying "Cry Eagles Cry."
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm at the gym a couple of days ago, and on the TV, on ESPN's on the TV, and it had "Cry Eagles Cry." Someone was listening to the show. No one else thought of that on their own.
That's right. It was a completely unique idea.
About that.
No, for the Red Wings last night, they had won their 4 previous games, so they're at TD Garden last night. And would it be a question of whether they would have their legs late after their win against the Hurricanes? Well, no, because first of all, Jeremy Swayman was getting it done early.
Back to Sherratt. Back to the far side. Cup had a great shot in from the right circle, but Swayman, equally good save.
Thank you. Ryan Johnston, who's going to be joining us a little bit later here on the show this morning. No goals scored in the first, but Pavel Zacha in the second.
Here's Zacha coming toward the high slot. Peels back toward the blue line. Confrontation.
Arvidsson wanted that for a one-timer.
It's off a skate. Lohrei keeps it alive to Zacha. Score!
Take it easy.
Pavel Zacha just rips it over the shoulder of Talbot, and the Bruins grab a 1-0 lead.
Lohrei. Take it easy.
1-0 after 2 periods.
Everyone loves it.
Early in the third.
Pasta coming toward the near side. Gives to McAvoy. Takes a shot. That one blocked. Comes back to McAvoy. In front. Score! Fraser Minten. Great play by McAvoy to follow his own shot and sets up the kid to make it 2-0.
And there you go. The empty netter at the end would seal the 3-0 victory for the Bruins last night. And for a team that hadn't played great, Marco Sturm said, this was a game.
I think it was one of the most complete games we played all year long, just 5-on-5. Those are the games we have to take advantage a little bit. We had a couple in the past here recently. I think next game will be another one.
Back in wild card position, 4 straight wins, but as we were saying earlier, Detroit had no chance from the beginning of the game, back-to-back or not. That was a great game the Bruins played last night, and they did it without getting any help from Pastrnak on offense. Fraser Minten now is in double figures with goals. They've won 4 straight. They can sweep the homestand tomorrow night. They look fantastic. And I heard a report on Nesson that Hampus Lindholm's going to be back at practice soon, perhaps as soon as today. So this would be helpful. This would be very helpful for a big push here.
24 saves for Jeremy Swayman last night. They're putting the Bruins putting a lot of pucks on net last night on Talbot. So that's 38 saves he made. But
I mean, defense is the calling card. Sturm was saying before the game at morning skate, we're going to try and win another game 1-0. I don't think he was a big fan of the 10-2 game a couple of nights ago. But, yeah, they won 1-0 and 3-0 in back-to-back games, which I believe makes Sturm extremely happy. And so now they have Seattle tomorrow night. They're going to retire Zdeno Chara's number. Things are good, at least for now.
Does anyone?
That's a hot ticket for tomorrow night.
Does anyone know what the situation is with the guy that was pushed down like the stairs at the Rangers game? Have you seen that?
I haven't seen that.
So he is. There are lawsuits now involved with that, and it was a guy in a Rangers jersey that pushed the guy, right?
Yeah.
So the guy that got pushed, apparently, according to reports, was acting erratically and then was, bothering this guy and other people. And so the guy in the Rangers jersey, pushed him backwards and he got hurt. But now I guess he's suing everybody. So I don't know.
Yeah, it seemed like I saw it from a distance. I wasn't at the game, but I saw it on TV. Like the TV was at a distance, and it looked like the guy in the Rangers jersey pushed the dude, and then the dude just went flying over seats. Like it did. I'll have to look at it again, but it didn't look like he hit him or something. It looked like he just kind of shoved him.
Yeah, because
and then he went flying down a bunch of seats.
Yeah, because the gravity took him down the incline of that. Looked like they were. I don't know if they were in the 300 section, but they were. It wasn't ice level.
Yeah, but it seems like if you pushed me at a game in those seats, like at worst I'd topple over like a seat and kind of catch myself. This guy just went kind of like ass over tea kettle all over everything.
Like 4 rows down, it looks like he fell.
Yeah, so and then they're like they're investigating the guy for assault, and it's kind of like, well, shoved the guy,
right?
And it's not my fault he went flying down like 5 rows of seats, but I don't know everything that happened, so I'm just speaking in general. I'm speaking in things.
Generalities.
Thank you.
Well done.
Well, I didn't know what was going on with Mike Tomlin yesterday. Thank God Adam Schefter is here to explain things. And if you ever need something obvious explained to you, Adam Schefter is your guy.
In as long a way as possible.
But I'm going to speak with authority and also quite slowly so that what I'm saying, while it has no substance whatsoever, will come across somehow.
You got to spare 2-3 minutes? I'll explain it to you.
I'll help you out by explaining and just restating facts as reported by others.
I think this had been on his mind for quite some time, and clearly, if he was ready to tell the team at the 2 o'clock team meeting today, the morning or afternoon after their season ended in a disappointing loss, chances are he had made that decision a while ago. Mike Tomlin can do whatever he wants with his life. He can go work in television. He could take the year off. Ultimately, it just felt like time to move on from that particular job.
No, he can't do whatever he wants with his life. The
Steelers own him.
I really don't have a problem with Schefter. I really don't. But all right, if you're going to, be so authoritative, you can't say he can do whatever he wants with his life. Oh, can he go coach the Miami Dolphins?
No, he can't.
No, he can't. No. So he can't do whatever he wants with his life.
No, but he can. He could go travel the world. He could take off and just spend time with his family.
He can go to a big box store and purchase items.
No,
he can go for a walk.
No,
I'm Adam Schefter. I will state things that are obvious, but slowly and authoritatively. That's what I do.
No, a lot of people, they're so wrapped up in football that they don't realize that once he leaves the job coaching football, that he's able to do things that other people do. That by nature of being a football coach.
See, I don't know though.
You're on house arrest generally.
Could Mike Tomlin go on TV? Are there any TV shows about football that have like a bunch of ex-coaches and players on them that would give him a spot on the desk? I don't know.
Maybe Adam Schefter didn't talk enough about it. Yes, the answer is yes. That won't interfere.
What channel?
I'm not positive, but there's an NFL network. There's a whole network to it. That I know. I mean, he could go on Good Morning Football. They have a great time. They'll wear fun clothes. It's a whole thing.
Did you like it when they were forced to say Good Morning Football to each other?
I've never heard audio of the show.
Good Morning Football.
Are you allowed to play some of your songs from that period?
I don't know where they are, but
Charlie
Casserly. Great. Yeah, Good Morning Football.
Yeah. That stuff.
Good morning, football to you, Charlie.
No, that's an airport show. That's like something that's on at the airport. And
subtitles, yeah,
and not even subtitles. But I do know that a lot of times I can tell they're having a lot of fun.
Charlie Casserly used to get on there and say things like, "Yeah, you got to get out there on Sunday and paint the floor red." What? What you
got to bleed for it, baby.
That's what they call it when every woman is.
Okay.
Very
you got a bunch of them under the same roof, and then they
all synchronize.
Yeah. They have no
That's
say
what
in
he
the
would
matter.
say. But it's fun because he can do whatever he wants. No, but if you want Tomlin, and apparently he doesn't want to coach this year, but if you want Tomlin, and I think there was only a year left on his deal, but if you want him to coach for you next season, by the way, there's a quarter of the NFL jobs are now open. I think literally a quarter of them. And so you would have to trade for Tomlin. And it sounds like he doesn't want to coach, but they booed him out of town. You know, he's had that job as long as I've been on the air in Boston. And people are saying that's a very long time. And that's a little depressing. Not because I don't like being here, but just because it doesn't seem like a long time. It's funny that, like, I've been here longer than Harbaugh was in Baltimore. And it just, they're talking about these things are like eternities. And they are in coaching. I understand it's a different job, but it's like, well, it doesn't seem that long. And then you're Tony Kornheiser saying he was there forever. It's like, you've been doing this show since my dad was in high school, like Kornheiser. You guys have been doing that since the advent of television. I mean, that's a long time. But, they booed him out of town. The fan base, and he was over it. And, the saddest part about this is that they're saying that this is going to affect Aaron Rodgers' decision to come back to Pittsburgh.
So sad. No new head coach would want him on the roster, so Aaron is going to quit before they fire him.
Okay,
that was another thing I heard Tomlin say. He is inextricably linked to Mike Tomlin. For a year?
Yeah,
it's not a Brady Belichick.
I know.
What are you talking about?
Let's. I mean, would you rather have Aaron Rodgers or Malik Willis? And I would tell you why I'd rather have Malik Willis is because he's young and there's a potential that at least he could be your quarterback for a while. Like, you're bringing Aaron Rodgers in to not win a Super Bowl.
That's what happened with the Steelers this year is about as good as what Aaron Rodgers has left. That's it. He's never going to get any better from what you saw last night. That's it.
Like, I wonder if he was Houston's quarterback, if, like, Houston could, like, if he could Peyton Manning, like, in Denver a thing.
At the end, yeah.
Or Elway in Denver a thing, like at the end.
If you got a running back that can run for 1,500 yards, yeah.
Yeah, well, just you have such a dominant defense, but he turns the ball over. So, like, I don't even know if that's like I'd almost rather have Kirk Cousins. When Kirk Cousins took over in Atlanta now, and he's old too, but not nearly as old as Rodgers. But when he took over in Atlanta, when Penix got hurt, they started winning.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins at this moment is just as good as Rodgers, if not better.
And he's not that pain in the ass, even though Rodgers, I guess, wasn't that big a pain in the ass in Pittsburgh. He just seemed to save that for being in New York.
No, Aaron Rodgers is on his way out of Pittsburgh. He's not coming back because I'm sure the new head coach won't give him the attitude that Tomlin would. But the other part of this is Rodgers talked tough. Oh, you know what? I might come back next season. Now, without a team that really wants him, I bet you he retires. As a result of yesterday.
Well, yeah, I think he's going to be forced to retire.
That was my point. No other team.
I can't think of a team that would want him. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Sports Hub.
Last weekend, Pittsburgh Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin stepped down yesterday after his 7th consecutive postseason loss on Monday night. Bruins won their 4th in a row, 3-0 over Detroit at TD Garden. They play Seattle tomorrow night to wrap up the homestand on Zdeno Chara night. And one-time Red Sox target Nolan Arenado traded by St. Louis to Arizona yesterday. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Corona. Join Matt McCarthy and Leroy Irvin for a playoff watch party Sunday starting at 3 p.m. at Southside Tavern in Braintree inside the Corona Lime Zone, where LA Playa awaits for football's biggest fans. Must be 21. Relax responsibly. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7 o'clock.
More Toucher and Hardy on the way on the Sports Hub.
right, we are Toucher and Hardy. Hardy, what else is going on? Anything? What do you know?
Well, some of the LIV guys were thinking about going back to the PGA Tour. Brooks Koepka among them. Tiger Woods weighing in.
I think it's incredible for the tour. It's incredible for all the fans that they want to see the best play against the best. And for Brooks to want to come back a year early, and he was able to do that. There's some punitive damages there. It's a meritocracy. That's what makes our game so great. And he is going to be playing full field events, and he has the ability to earn his way up to the signature events. There's no reason why we should hold him back.
So the guys who left and took a big chunk of money, and they said, fine, you're not on the PGA Tour anymore. Some of these guys wanted to come back. Brooks Koepka announced he was leaving LIV last month. Monday, the PGA Tour said, oh, you can come back under the one-time returning member program that applies to players who have won majors or the Players' Championship, and they have some severe financial penalties attached, and they have to kind of work their way back into the tour. Other players, Bryson DeChambeau, John Rahm, Cameron Smith, also eligible, and they said, no, we're going to stick with the LIV, and we're not going to pay the fines. And
what are some how big are these fines? What are some of the things that Koepka has to do to get back?
Okay, here we go. I'll find it here for you. But for Koepka, he just, I think he fell victim to the one thing that a lot of people thought these guys were going to miss, which is competing in events outside of the majors that meant something. And for these guys on the LIV, they're making a lot of money, but it just doesn't matter if they win week in or week out. They get money for it, but no one cares. Mm-hmm. No one's watching. No one's paying any attention to it. And I think they kind of miss the idea that, oh, people actually care about what I'm doing outside of major championships.
I just wonder if you've been, you have hundreds of millions of dollars, and then you go to get a job that's going to pay you hundreds of millions of more dollars. But the thing that you were doing was what you grew up, always wanting to do. That was your dream. At a certain point, you go, the extra money that I'm getting isn't making up for, kind of missing out on the dream. That, like, sure, it's like a situation where they're going, you're going to pay me this much money, and like the pressure's way less, and all of this, and I get to still play in majors. Oh, yeah, of course I'm going to do it. Like, PGA, F the PGA Tour, they suck. They're using us, like, whatever. But you have to remember, these guys are already super rich, right? So they go over to the Live Tour, and then they play like Hardy's saying, in relative anonymity, except for 4 weekends a year. Mm-hmm. And then they go, well, this isn't why I wanted to do this.
Right.
My lifestyle hasn't changed really at all. I mean, I know someone who just died with $33 million in liquid assets, like before houses and cars and everything. And it was like, it was kind of sad because they died, and it was just, they never did anything like super fun with the money. They never like gave a lot of it away. They didn't seem like it helped anyone, and it was just like this act of accumulating money. Mm. So I wonder at a certain point if you go, this isn't fun. Would you trade if you're making $100 million a year and someone offers you $200 million a year? Your inclination is going to be to take the $200 million a year. But I wonder after like 4 or 5 years, if you're like, my lifestyle really hasn't changed at all, and this isn't fun. And this isn't why I wanted to play golf. My dream was to play on the PGA Tour.
Yeah. Now, for some of these guys, there's like this journeyman player named Brendan Steele, who I got to know a little bit and had some conversations with. Nice guy, but he had won like a couple of times on tour. And, he was doing okay. He had a couple of sponsorships, but it wasn't like he was getting rich off of playing golf. He gets an offer from LIV like,
sure,
hey, what am I doing? Am I going to struggle to win the Farmers Insurance Open maybe for a third time in 15 years and hope that I have enough to keep up the mortgage on my house and pay my caddy and do all this? Or do I take this lump sum payment of whatever he got, say it was $3 million from the LIV, guaranteed to make money each year. They're going to pay these guys something and have chances to win other stuff for guys like that, it makes sense. But I'm with you, Fred. For Brooks Koepka and a lot of these other guys.
Yeah, I'm talking about the names you mentioned. Like, this is all based on the fact that you were really rich anyway.
Yes.
This isn't about like, I even if you were like making $2, $3, $4 million on the tour, if they offer you, $20 million, that's a major life upgrade. I'm talking about Koepka and DeChambeau and these guys that have sponsorships, for how much money. Like, I'm just wondering at a certain point if you're just that it's the juice ain't worth the squeeze.
Now, for Phil, who reportedly got $200 million, he had bookies to pay off, so he needed that money. And he
broke
needed
even.
it right away.
Yeah, that was more sad than anything else.
Okay, so here's what we won't belabor this, but $5 million charitable donation Koepka has to give up right away.
Yeah, to caddies.
Yeah,
Right.
no equity grants for 5 years because players now have equity in the PGA Tour. No FedEx Cup bonus for the first year, which is a significant amount of money if you win the FedEx Cup.
Yeah, that's the whole that's the big money tournament.
So the total loss to earnings are estimated between $50 and $85 million.
Well, just the fact that you had the opportunity to get that kind of money in the first place.
Yeah, so now he's all right. Well, I made that playing for a few years on LIV. Now I'll go back to the PGA Tour.
Plus, if I'm like Titleist or something, I gotta think I want you in the PGA Tour. Like, I'm going to pay you more to be in the PGA Tour. I want you wearing stuff that's at least on television.
Right.
Not like there's 5 million eyes on like you said, the Farmers Open, but more eyes on that than there are any. I don't even know if I've ever even come across LIV on television. I don't think I have. And I've come across that indoor nonsense on television.
Oh, they're back at it right now. Yeah.
Well, that's good. That was a really good idea, and they'll keep all their money. That thing is going to lose. That thing's already got to be losing a tremendous amount of money. All right, and as are those New York City operations that they put together in New York, using New York City real estate to build those golf centers that are huge, and I can only imagine the overhead on those things.
We were talking about this yesterday, Hardy and I.
Well, those are the smaller indoor ones, but the ones you're talking about, Fred, are like the huge indoor trainings.
Yeah, in Midtown Manhattan, yes. Yeah, no, I'm not talking about something in like Canton that has a few simulators.
All right.
I'm not even talking about Putt Shack in Boston.
No,
I'm talking about a giant-ass place in Midtown Manhattan.
Where you can hit full wedge shots. And,
right.
They have simulated greens and bunkers.
Yeah,
like,
and
what are you doing?
And where the rent's probably about like no joke, $2 million a year, $3 million a year to rent the place. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Scott Zolak was a bad boy yesterday, in a history of being a bad boy. have not stopped finding farts funny. I just don't wish to do it a couple times a week. All right, look. Or be where you gotta do it, like one thing, like where you gotta find a fart. All right, well, here's the deal. We are Toucher and Hardy, and we are available on YouTube. Now, we are not on TV. Now, the thing that we were going to eventually lead into was on television, and was brought to our attention. I think Sparrows, the guy from the Herald, the angry Bostonian guy, I think that's the tweet that was on our
yes
our feed that we communicate on, that whatever that thing's called, Slack feed that we communicate on, that he was someone who put this out. I don't know if he was actually incredulous. I can't imagine he was. I had to imagine he thought it was somewhat funny.
Well, if you've watched or listened to Scott Zolak for more than a week, I don't know how you could somehow be incensed over what happened yesterday.
Because we have, in the past, listened to Scott, and he has denied breaking wind on air. And there are some examples of this in the past.
I'm looking at San Francisco right now as being a front runner to get Josh.
Yeah, he denied that one.
Vehement, like every time he's asked, he was over the top. Nope, didn't do it.
Now, that was NFL Network, right? Or was that our show?
No, that was NFL Network.
That was NFL Network. So, he was on NFL Network, and Scott, now play that again. I mean, he farted.
Yes.
I'm looking at San Francisco right now as being a front runner to get Josh.
Yeah,
of all the things to deny,
what else could that possibly
Seriously.
be? I mean, he's not. If he's in the car or something, he's not in an '84 Skylark.
Oh,
he's
your
not,
reputation has been ruined.
Yeah, he's not on vinyl seats, with a bare ass in the summer. I mean, there's very few other things that could be.
I don't know what else it could be. That was one that was just captured, off, not too far off, Mike. But
now, was this when you were with him?
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, was that during
just
COVID
a pausing
or something?
Conversation. No, you're here in the studio.
That might have been where he actually made duty on the chair.
Oh, we got a couple of those.
Because that's another one.
Oh, man.
That's in studio?
Oh.
Is that in the bathroom or in studio?
It's in studio.
It's like the chair broke.
Whoa. Give it a little room to breathe. Play that again.
Something came out.
He's not. Whoa. Oh, all right. A lot of hyperbole goes around. I understand. I'm not trying to sell this. That wasn't on a toilet. That was not free range on a toilet.
That's him lulling conversation and he lifts one side and
women will now I will not put up with a woman farting. That is bad behavior. That it should be taught. No good. But if I'm a woman, and even I'll put up with a guy farting, that's out of line. That's out of order. Were you on the show when that happened?
Yes, I was. I was doing the show with him one day when Beetle was out. I was here. He was at home when this happened.
Dudes, put them right back into your body. So book your appointment today. QC Kinetics, 617-644.
Well, that's not farting.
I heard that one.
That's vomiting.
Yeah.
Well, no, you've heard it because Hardy has it on his phone. If you ask Hardy to find Zolak throwing up, it's the funniest thing ever.
He's got the shortcut.
That's the only thing.
It's an app right on the screen.
When
Touch that, baby.
OS loads overnight. They're like, here's how to do shortcuts. Oh, I need it for one thing.
Pow.
Because there was a show one time where I stayed home and I sat home and I watched the midday show on NBC Sports Boston for an hour because Scott was so unbelievably hungover. and he was so hungover. And believe me, I've been hungover a million times doing the show. I'm sure most people that at any point were drinking during during their life, and they go to work. You've been hungover at work. This is not a shot at Scott, but he was just. Remember, he like came in late, and then he was in the bathroom forever, and then This was not so long ago. I think you were part of. You were part of the show because Scott was so hungover that I couldn't stop watching NBC Sports Boston because I'd been there, right? And he had his sunglasses on, and he was like off the mic, and he was like completely dying, and he was just dead white. But anyway, so my point is, the next day we were in a meeting, and I was like, after the show, and I was like, wow, Scott was so hungover yesterday. It was so great. It was so funny to watch. And then Hardy goes, oh, yeah? And then within 2 seconds had him throwing up doing the read.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, and, Scott, of course, has the great Honey Pot Hill story.
Oh, yes.
Where we have, every time I pass by Honey Pot Hill with my son now, it's almost like a national monument.
Same thing.
And it's
Shout out to Honey Pot Orchards. I've never squeezed my legs so hard on a ride out to a place, and I'm looking and I'm waiting. Where's the next gas station? So I got to run in somewhere. No fast food place. Hit the orchard. I asked them, do you sell pies in the store? As I'm running across the parking lot with a sweat on my lip. Man, holy moly. I apologize for anything after that to them.
Yeah, so what happened is that Scott went into Honey Pot Hill Orchards, which is a quaint little apple orchard. Yeah. And he went and released the demons, and he was making a lot of noises Scott's prone to, and it was completely disgusting. And he saw that there was like a window slanted open right above the toilet, and when he walked outside, two young ladies were sitting right below that window, that open window, while Scott was he was 3 feet under it doing what he had to do.
But now that that incident is become a phrase of its own.
We got a Honey Pot Hill situation.
Yeah, and
so whenever he's on the air, it's
time to go.
So when you drive out to Honey Pot Hill, my son baseball trains out at this place called Cressy. That's like right in Hudson. But when you're driving out there, there's like Revolutionary War places and houses that you're not allowed to touch, and like these old barns from the 1600s. Like you're not overly far from Walden Pond, but the only thing that gets our attention as a real historical place is Honey Pot Hill.
We got a Honey Pot Hill situation.
Because that is the place where Scott has the greatest diarrhea story that I might have ever heard.
Right, but these happen on the air so frequently that they really don't raise an eyebrow anymore.
That means, hey, if you're into the schedule, that's what you think. Oh, man.
Yeah, no kidding, dude.
Oh, that one's good.
Let's get the headlines. I got to get out of the studio. Be right back.
I go bathroom.
Go on.
So that was this week. That was last week.
So on that one, I saw this one live. Beetle actually puts his nose inside.
Yeah,
his
I saw the
shirt,
video of it.
inside his shirt before he leaves.
So Beetle's no fun with this stuff usually because he gets like disgusted. Now yesterday, they had Tony Maserati on the air, and so it's McCone. They're at Gillette. It's McCone, Scott, and Beetle. And there's a lot to be said about this, aside from just what happened. I want to talk about the reaction of the other two. I like Beetle's reaction. McCone's reaction is not disliked or liked. I'm confused by.
Okay.
All right. Here is what occurred on the midday show yesterday. Tony Maserati is on with them, and they're sitting at Gillette Stadium. The big playoff game is on Sunday. This is what you can look forward to if they're at the Super Bowl, or I think they are at the Super Bowl. Maybe, I don't know. Here's what you have to look forward to.
Yeah, the best day of the week, by the way, is Tuesday when you guys aren't here and I can come in and take the studio over.
That's fine.
I sit here all by myself.
You know what? We like it a lot better down here.
It's probably less of a mess, too.
Oh, my God. It's the one day I come in, I don't have to clean my workspace.
That's good.
Because I was the last one to sit here.
Yeah.
I can smell Zoe's feet from here.
Oh, so Scott. Scott takes the microphone.
Right, it's a headset mic, so he takes it off his head.
No, not even. It's a microphone in a mic stand, and he takes the mic off the mic stand and puts it on his ass.
You didn't see that yesterday? The other two guys had headphones. He had a mic stand in front of him.
No. Oh, I've watched it several times.
Yeah.
I love it. He takes the mic out of the mic stand and puts the mic on his ass.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, yeah.
I just knew he had the mic stand. I didn't know
the mic is in a mic holder. He takes the mic out of the mic holder and he puts it to his ass. Like Jagger during the Ed Sullivan show. when they had to change Let's Spend the Night Together. Remember that? Remember when Elvis was on Sullivan?
Oh, you know what? They probably finally got fed up with Zoe messing around and bumping the mic up against his face. So now they you'll see Beadle and McComb both have the headset mic because you just can't touch it. They're very sensitive.
Right.
And they finally said, enough with Zoe. We're going to give you a stand mic and headphones. So, yes, it is a stand mic.
So is this the crossover?
Yeah.
So only Maz does the crossover. Okay. Weird. Okay. Can't be bothered to do the crossover?
That's something else entirely. I don't know.
I think Ryan was saying it was earlier. It was like.
Okay.
Right.
I was going to say, you're not both doing the crossover? All right. Very good.
Yeah.
So here is, here we go. A little
It's
closer.
the one day I come in, I don't have to clean my workspace.
That's good.
Because I was the last one to sit here.
Yeah.
I can smell Zoe's feet from here.
Oh.
From here. Oh.
Usually when we do this, Scott's on hold. Not this time, I don't think.
Shush.
Oh, that was... Feet from here. Oh, that was a live one. Those feet from here. Oh, that was a live one.
You want to hear it? If he could bring it back up? Like if he could suck it back up into his body?
Reverse it, go.
Shush.
No, that was what? What? My feet. Feet from here. Oh, that was a live one.
It sounds like
No, that was what? What?
It's Java.
And they're so unhealthy and wet.
Why are they so wet? They're always
I
wet.
don't know. I mean, he did again, not exaggerating. not exaggerating. He pooed on a chair in here, like got real poo on it, and so, the thing of what timing? I mean, this is he's like vintage Anthony Cumia. I mean, this guy's he's quick. He's like Jimmy Norton. He's got it out there. He's ready to go. I mean, he's making fun of the smell of his feet. Scott's just like, oh yeah,
yeah. I can smell Zoe's feet from here.
Oh, that was a live one.
Oh yeah, of course it was.
That was live. That was not the recorded version. That was Maz. That was him taking the microphone and putting it to his ass.
I couldn't get out.
And now he's going to give himself pink eye by the end of the show.
Do people come by and feed him like they do the animals at the zoo?
We get the best food.
Yeah, they give him treats.
All right, so here's what happens. So he lays that huge wet fart. Beatles, of course, genuinely impressed, which is the reaction. I have focused on McCone doesn't even crack a smile. There's nothing. Is there something with you're kind of shell shocked by it now, or you're just so used to it, Hardy, that there's not even a tinge of amusement that he was able on time to pull out the microphone and give you that kind of a wet display.
Yeah, I'm watching McCone's reaction right now, and he's desensitized to it. He's like institutionalized. He can't he can't allow himself to feel anything.
It's like you've been in prison for 5 years and you see another shanking, and it's just like you just keep eating. You just keep eating. Like you're just so used to it.
Oh, that was a live one.
I mean, what an impressive, just the wetness of the whole thing. I mean, how often does that come out of your body?
Feet from here.
I mean, it's something that does not happen every day. Vic, go ahead, Vic.
For Scott bragging about going commando all the time and having wet farts like that's just
utterly disgusting.
Well, I mean, what difference would it make if he has underwear on or not? I mean, it's still going all over the place. I mean, it's really just a very thin layer of protection. It's almost like a lambskin condom. It's kind of just in theory. It's not. There's no real proof it's going to stop anything. He is something else with what's going on in his stomach. Just so very wet. My goodness.
There's something caught on Mike during the game. I think it was just this past weekend. I think this what happened.
Get that in. All right. You all right there?
Yeah.
Jesus.
You worry about yourself, okay?
Yeah. I need to worry about everybody.
What the hell was that?
That was a burp that they were rolling on Mike's. Was it last weekend, Ryan? 2 weekends ago during the game.
This didn't go on air?
No. I don't think so.
T-Bone records when he produces, he records during break, but
all right.
Only he can really decide what he wants to use for air or not.
Huh?
T-Bone, for whatever reason, I don't think he specifically records trying to get somebody, but there's something always rolling on whatever's being transmitted. So this is when they were on remote somewhere and they're down the line, and this was during a break.
Get that in. All right. You all right there?
Yeah.
Jesus.
You worry about yourself, okay?
Yeah. I need to worry about everybody.
Who's that talking?
That's Capello.
Capello.
Okay. All right. Scott, hello, sir.
Hey, there he is.
Hey, good morning. How we doing, guys?
Yeah, good.
Well, we're doing very well. How are you doing?
Oh, I give you some entertainment, huh?
Oh, that was so wet, Scott. And the timing was so magnificent.
It wasn't live, Fred. Fred, it was not live.
Feet from here.
That was live.
That's tape. No, that's tape. And T-Bone can back me up on it. So about 7 weeks ago, I had gas, and everybody was out on break, and we're down there. And T-Bone had his headset on, so I went and grabbed the mic and went. He laughed for about 20 minutes.
Wait, so T-Bone played the audio of you farting right in time with you taking the mic off the mic stand non-verbally and putting it to your ass.
Yeah, but we taped that earlier in the day because I said, hey, tape this one. I got gas. He laughed again for another 20 minutes.
Wait, so he had the timing and the fart up for when you took the mic off the mic stand unannounced and put it up to your ass. He was able to play that?
No, that was done during the break, but I think they were just pressing it just to get Maz.
But then how did you orchestrate having the mic out on your ass?
I during the break, I said, hey, make sure they're running on this. And T-Bone said, hey, guys, make sure you're running on this. And I grabbed the mic.
It would explain.
T-Bone laughs. T-Bone laughs. It's my entertainment for T-Bone.
Okay, so it would explain McCone's non-reaction because he knows that he's looking in T-Bone's direction on the tape.
So you had said down the line.
I didn't fart when Maz was on. They pressed the button. The Beetle goes, "Oh, that's live."
Wait. So you told them down the line that you were going to take the mic stand out?
He's there. T-Bone's with them.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, so the People's Champ is back in studio.
Oh yeah, George can't be responsible for that.
Oh, he's the best, Fred.
Yeah, he's the best. I guess you understand him, huh?
Oh, totally.
Yeah. Okay.
He's ready to fight you.
Yeah. Well. I can't have that. Give him a gun. I'm not afraid. All right. Thank you, Scott.
Sure, guys. See you.
All right. Bye. Well, that's a little disappointing.
Beetle tried to sell the bit, though, saying that one was live.
So that was a big work? I'm sorry, I'm not buying it.
Yeah, it still doesn't really make sense.
That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense at all.
No. I know we got to go, but one more time in real time, just if we can determine once and for all.
All right, here we go. It still doesn't make sense because I don't know how he would know to play it.
Workspace.
That's good.
Because I was the last one to sit here.
Yeah.
I can smell Zoe's feet from here.
Oh, that was a live one.
Oh, yeah, of course it was.
That was live. That was not the recorded version. That was Maz. That was him taking the microphone and putting it to his ass.
All right, there's so I don't know. I don't know why you. I don't know what's going on.
No.
All right, regardless, very wet. All of them are very wet. All right, when we come back, we have Ryan Johnston. He's been on the road with the Bruins back home now on this recent homestand. We'll be back in just a moment. lot of internal debate about Scott's premise that wasn't a live fart. A lot of holes in that theory. And I don't know why he'd even want it, what it matters. I mean, he admits it came out of his ass. What's it matter?
Holes in that chair.
No, that didn't have the force to blow a hole in the chair. That just had it was more of a scattering.
The toxicity and the chemicals and the fumes.
Well, no, I don't doubt that it left its mark. Is this the segment that I'm giving away the tickets in?
Yes, you can tease here.
All right. At the end of this segment, we have tickets to Patriots, the Patriots game, 3:00 on Sunday. It's written wrong. It's written wrong. 3:00 on Sunday is when the game is. Please do, because you're putting me in a very uncomfortable situation. But we do have Patriots tickets to give away. I take it we have them in 9:00 hour too?
Correct.
These are big tickets, so I'd like to tease them. So at 9:20 today, we'll have tickets as well. But we will, at the end of this break, have tickets to see the Patriots take on the Texans, which I'll tell you, the two matchups on Sunday, phenomenal matchups. Patriots-Houston is going to be great. And then you have the NFC game between Chicago and L.A., which is going to be a great game too. And Ben Johnson's getting a little ahead of himself, so I wouldn't mind seeing him taken down a peg. To be honest, he's going a little crazy.
Yeah, it's starting to wear on me too.
Yeah, and I was told that Ben Johnson had this in him, and that was why there was a little bit of concern of him being a head coach. And he's done great this year. We'll see how long this success maintains, because he seems to be a little out of a can in here, and I don't know how long that lasts, right? There seems to be a shelf life to that, and I don't know if I'm poking a team I'm playing twice a year like that either. That they're really poking the Packers, and that's not a bad franchise.
He's going the Rex Ryan route.
Rex Ryan was more fun.
No, I understand. Ryan was saying, we're not bowing to them, we're not doing anything, but he also had a sense of humor about it also.
Yeah, he was
Ben Johnson's far too intense for this.
He was clowning about it.
Look, Rex Ryan has his flaws, and he certainly wasn't a great coach at the end with the Jets or with Buffalo. And he was never a really good coach with Buffalo, but Rex Ryan had a lot of self-deprecation going on and a lot of good humor. Ben Johnson does not come off like that at all. Ben Johnson comes off as full of hubris and a lot of ego.
He's feeling himself a little bit here.
Yeah, and you like to see that get taken down.
First guy in charge, first team he's ever taken over, and look how far they've gone.
Well, they've gotten to the divisional round. They lose to the Rams.
Considering Chicago's history, I mean,
Chicago has talent. He's not doing a job that Vrabel did. Vrabel took a team with very limited talent to the divisional round. Vrabel's a hero just getting here. Yes. Ben Johnson, this team was supposed to win last year. I mean, Vrabel's done a better job than Ben Johnson, no question about it. There are coaches that are in the conversation for Coach of the Year other than Vrabel, but I would not put Ben Johnson in that conversation. I've heard people just overpraising him, and it's like, yeah, he's done a really good job, no question, but this isn't a team bereft of talent. This is a team that was supposed to win last year. Ryan Johnston is the voice of the Boston Bruins on 98.5 The Sports Hub, a team that, was not supposed to win this year, and they go through lulls, but they're on a bit of a hot streak right now. And Ryan, of course, now is the play-by-play voice of the team. They've won 4 in a row after losing quite a few in a row and then getting back to business. They've won, what have they won? 6 out of 7. So they've been on a little streak here, getting themselves back in the conversation. A big win against Detroit. Sturm said it was their best. Well, he loved the performance. They loved the 3-0 win, coming off a 1-0 win in Pittsburgh, and then that blowout in New York against New York. Ryan, hello.
Morning, guys.
What's going? This is going to be, for someone who they were on the West Coast. I didn't see a lot of those games, and I'm not tuned into every play or every minute of every game. What's the difference between these long losing streaks and these win streaks in terms of how they're playing? Is there something you see? How do they look differently in these wins and losses? Because they go through long stretches of losses.
Very streaky.
And then they're a hugely streaky team.
There are kind of patterns that stand out throughout the course of the season, I think. Number one, and this has been talked about, from day one, is the penalties. the most penalized team in the league. They've been shorthanded far more than any team in the league. And when you give teams 5, 6, 7 power play chances a night, you're going to give up goals. And, if you go back over the losing streak at home before the Christmas break, they gave up 7 chances to Montreal in there. They gave up 5 chances to Edmonton in there. You go on the road in that Western trip. And even in games that they were winning, they were giving up 5 or 6 chances. Since they've come home, 2 chances a night for the opposition on the power play. So that's number one, is you're not shorthanded, you're not giving up those opportunities. It also, and they will tell you this, and Marco Sturm mentioned it again the other day, Charlie McAvoy mentioned it the other day, it keeps everyone engaged in the game when you're not shorthanded, because guys like Pastrnak and Geekie don't kill penalties. And so if you've got guys in the box, you're taking ice time away from some of your best players. And so that's been a big part of it here over the first 4 games of this homestand, and they've won all 4. Defensively, they've been really strong. They're not giving up grade A scoring chances with any regularity. Korpisalo played really well the other day, and Swayman plays really well last night. Both of them get shutouts, but they weren't overly tested. There were a few times in each game where they had to come up with some big saves in a tight game, but look at last night against Detroit. They gave up 2 shots on goal in the third period. Boston had 16 shots and Detroit had 2 in the third period. That's a game that's 1-0 going to the third. And the Bruins don't sit back and try and protect that lead. They play aggressively. They forecheck hard. They do all the things that they're supposed to do. And I think that's been the biggest difference. And, the reason Marco Sturm talked that way last night, and, it kind of the same way after the Pittsburgh game, where it wasn't quite as clear cut that they were having such a good game, is this is what he's been preaching all season long. And we've now seen it with some regularity here over the last week.
Last night, however, Ryan, really stands out. I mean, front to back, that was as good as I've seen this team play.
Yeah, they come out and listen, they didn't get the lead right away, but the first, 4 or 5 minutes of the game, they had Detroit back on their heels pretty quickly. Really from the opening drop of the puck. They got the puck into the offensive zone and they grinded, and they weren't giving the Red Wings any room to do much of anything. And defensively, they slowed them down coming through the neutral zone. So much of what Detroit does is built off of their rush, and they really didn't have the ability to carry the puck into the Bruins zone a whole lot last night. That takes away a lot of what makes that team special. Their power play is a huge weapon. They didn't get a chance to use it. I think they had roughly about 3 minutes worth of power play time total last night. So those are keys to success against Detroit, and they did exactly what they needed to do.
Okay, so Geekie hasn't been scoring of late. They're making up with that, though, with secondary scoring. Pastrnak obviously is always scoring, but have you seen anything from Geekie? Is it just his chances aren't going in? Has he been less aggressive? What have you been seeing?
Yeah, I think he got into a little bit of fighting the puck here recently. You go back to the game in Seattle at the end of the road trip. There was a play where he's carrying the puck through the neutral zone with nobody around him, and he just fell down. It just kind of got that ugly. But he hit a couple of posts against Vancouver, had a couple of more chances last night. It's coming for him, and you can tell that. It also, over the weekend, he left Saturday's game. We found out yesterday it was because his wife, who was at the game, had gone into labor. They have a brand new baby boy named Max.
But that's good news.
That
should mean that he's scoring.
Great news. Well, I think that, maybe had been weighing on his mind here perhaps over the last couple of weeks. So now that's, that the boy has been born and everybody's healthy and all that, came back last night, didn't score, but had some good scoring chances. And he's one of those players that when he gets the first one, there's probably going to be about 4 or 5 that follow in close succession. So, the fact that he's getting scoring chances last night is a good sign. It would not shock me to see him get off the schneid here pretty quickly.
All right, some line shuffling and some changing in the defensive pairings. Do you think par for the course in terms of what Sturm is going to be as a coach, someone who's not afraid to handle line combinations? And, should they, this team with Sturm at the helm, make it in the postseason, do you think he's the type of guy who's going to be married to his lines, or is he always going to be open to switching things around to find the best combinations?
Yeah, no, he's not shy about it, especially in game, about pulling the trigger. If he feels like, a guy isn't going, he'll shorten the bench. If he feels like a line isn't working together that particular night, he's not shy about making those changes. We saw it even a couple of times last night when things were going well. We saw the combinations get mixed up a little bit. Geeky went back with Pasternak for a short time, shift here, shift there. And so he's not shy about that. Really, there are two lines that he seems married to, and that's the Zaka line with Middlestat and Arvidsson, and they've been terrific lately. I think they've got goals in 6 of the last 7 games, something in that ballpark. Zaka had the hat trick on Saturday. And the other line is the fourth line, Corrali and Jeannot and Kastelik, and that line is one of those that just seems to be effective pretty much every night. You're not going to get a ton of scoring from them, but you're going to get the work. You're going to get the forecheck. They're going to be solid for you defensively. You can put them out there against anybody. You can put them out there after a penalty or after a goal, as he often does. So those two lines, it feels like, are, kind of set. He likes to keep those together. And then the other 6 guys or 7 guys or 8 guys, depending on who's healthy, he kind of juggles around a little bit to see if he can find the best combinations on that particular night. And that's led with Pasternak playing with Husnudinov or with Minton, and sometimes he's back with Elias Lindholm and Geeky, and kind of moves that around. It also depends on whether they're home or whether away.
Yeah.
Who's got the last change, how much he can control the matchups, and who they're going to be out there against.
And the big question is, do you believe that this is a pre-taped fart? If I had to ask you your opinion.
From here.
Or do you believe that Scott did that live and pulled the mic out?
So I had heard the first part of that, and then I wasn't watching the TV when I heard the second one, so I didn't see the video evidence, but it sounds an awful lot like the one that they had recorded, the one that was supposedly live. So I'm kind of leaning toward the fact that the second one was not live, but then it's so, and he can let loose with the best of them. So,
yeah, Ryan Johnston, not only the voice of the Bruins, but the voice of reason. That's all we have to do. Go back and check the tape.
Well, Ryan's been in studio many times when we've gone over far.
But he's cracked the code on this. We just need to check from earlier in the show and then compare that to the one that was recorded.
Good point.
Because he's almost telepathic with T-Bone then. You got to give T-Bone an awful lot of credit for having that ready to go.
T-Bone's a very skilled producer, but this is next level if he pulled that off.
I mean, it's almost like they're psychically connected.
Yeah, that's alive.
That's it going back in. Okay. You understand, Ryan? I'm going to ask you a question. Is this forward or backward? Was that forward or backward?
I would go forward.
Yeah. I can't fool you.
He knows what he's doing. Of course,
and that's backwards, but they're almost identical.
Yeah.
I have a history as a fart court judge. So.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh. That was a live one.
Yeah, it was. That's the point.
All right. Ryan Johnston. Feel free if you ever break wind to do so during the broadcast. It would give everyone a great treat.
Beers would love that.
He'd really care. Ryan Johnston, voice of the Boston Bruins on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Thank you, Ryan.
Anytime, guys.
All right, appreciate it. We'll be back in just a moment.
Sports Hub headlines. Present.
I'm very shaken by that. But look, Scott called in and he said that the fart on air that is gone. They talked about it on. I don't know if you guys were watching Newsmax like I do, pretty much all day. But they were talking about it and if it's real or not, or if it's just another big media scam. Now Beasley's traded on NASDAQ, so I don't know if that's considered big media. It's more media. But nonetheless, now you're telling me that our own Nicholas Gemelli has been communicating with George, who was back in studio while the boys and T-Bone were out at Gillette Stadium yesterday.
That's correct.
So George is trying to describe if it was live or not. And Nick has that text.
He does. Yeah, he can bring that into you.
Yeah. Well, no. If Nick could just get onto it. Here he comes. You can't get mad at me for running late because Nick is coming into studio. This is your idea to have him in studio. So there can't be any backbiting or yelling in my ear.
Going right to 59 on this. Don't worry.
Okay, very good. Thank you, because it's not my fault. I listened to you on your corrupt game I wanted to play. I let that slide. All right, so if you don't know what we're talking about. Yesterday, Scott, with almost perfect timing, was getting berated by Maz about his feet smell and everything.
Yeah, I can smell Zol's feet from here.
Oh, that was a live one.
Okay, so now Scott called in and said that it wasn't live. That was taped from earlier off air. But he did take the mic out of the stand and put it to his butt.
Yes.
Now, what does George, who is back here, have to say?
Well, earlier this morning, I texted him because I couldn't find the footage in the drive that we saved the videos, and I texted him. I was like, "Hey, were you rolling on this? Did it get deleted or something?" And I was kind of confused by it. And first off, it was on the air because I got confirmation from NBC Sports that. And I got the actual clip.
No, it was on the air.
It was definitely on the air. But he says I should have been rolling on the show every break. I forgot when he farted on the air to record that break.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Where are we going with this? Okay. What did he say?
But then I think the confusion is like he farted earlier during the show during Reese at 12:40, and they were talking about that like. I'm not really. I'm confused by his text. He says,
"That's surprising."
I forgot when he farted on air on the mic. The off-air fart led to the fourth segment during the Reese hour, around 12:40ish. If that helps.
It doesn't.
No,
not even close. It doesn't help at all.
Anything. I don't.
Just you two, you and George talking. You keep at it.
Yeah.
What the hell is going on?
Keep texting him.
You know, there was a clerk over there in Europe that was not known as a physicist, but he became Albert Einstein. So I think if you two get your heads together enough.
Oh my God!
That
I'm more confused now than when you walked in.
I'm sorry.
All right. Well, that was kind of the idea by having Nick in, but thank you, Nicholas. So much has been cleared up. We do appreciate it. No, you know what? Take your Bible. You take the Bible. See, you don't want.
I've never seen him move so fast to get away from that Bible.
No one wants this Bible because no one wants to throw it away, which I won't do.
Maybe put it over here; it'll burst into flames or something.
No, you're more Christian than anyone. You
took that Bible and put it in front of you, and he just, God, I'm not gonna.
He skedaddled out of there.
Sprinted away from here.
All right. Well, very good. I guess we'll never know, but I wish Scott never called in.
No. They'll figure it out. If they keep texting each other back and forth, we'll get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, maybe by the end of the show we'll get it.
Either that or open up a portal to another dimension.
And I'll give Nick credit. It's not Nick that's the culprit in making this more confusing. That is all George. George
I need some butt.
Yeah. All right. Look, we're having a lot of fun. We'll be back in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Say you work with Scott and you've been injured in a horrible farting accident. Or a car accident, or at work in some way.
breaking news.
Newsflash.
Okay, we are Toucher and Hardy. You can watch us on YouTube. Simply subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube and see that there are 56,000 subscribers. That number should be 100,000. How about that? You get you subscribe to a bunch of dumb stuff. Subscribe to such a brilliant thing such as 98.5 The Sports Hub. All right, Hardy. Aaron, first of all, is on the line. Aaron, hello.
Hello.
Hi, Aaron.
How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you.
Yeah, my son's been asking me for a Bible. So I heard your story, and I said, I wonder if you want to make some kind of deal for it.
You can have it. How about that? You can have it and give it to your son.
This is the happiest day of my life.
All right. It is all yours, Aaron. I will give it to Adam. Adam will take your call, and the Bible is all yours. Give it to your son, and I hope he enjoys it. It's unopened. It is still in the cellophane that it was originally wrapped in.
God bless you.
Thank you. And thank you, Aaron. We will put you on hold. It is yours to have.
Will you pay to have it mailed to him?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Whatever you need. I will take that off Beasley's plate. I will pay the shipping myself. Nothing would make me happier than Aaron taking that Bible and giving it to his son.
This is something I've never had to question before on any other show, but is Nick on the phone with him now getting his address? Is that what's happening?
Yes, he is.
Because, I mean, you can't take that for granted. You can't.
No, absolutely not. But I did look at. I have a phone in front of me. You don't. He is on the phone with Aaron.
Okay,
absolutely. That will be going to Aaron.
Just normal workplace things that shouldn't have to be questioned.
Absolutely. Now, if Aaron would like to pick it up, that's an option. It doesn't necessarily need to be mailed to him. It might be a lot easier if he just picks it up. But as people do with all the prizes here, but if we really want to go through the whole process of mailing it, I'm fine with doing that.
All right.
I'm not doing it on my own time.
No.
Someone here will do it. I'm more than happy to pay for it, but I'm not going to the post office and packaging it up.
Will you track it? Unlike your mother, who will not track your birthday gifts.
I will say this: I know how to track it if I have the tracking information. Okay. But sure, that's the thing. All right, what do we have? See, we've done well today. Say what you will about me, but I've just given a Bible to a man who wanted it for his son, and that has happened. That's real life. What do you have to say about that, Scott? Well, I mean, I know what he has to say about it. He has this to say about it, of course. All right. Thank you, Scott. All right. What do we have in news today? Hopefully farting.
The Great Lakes State, where there is a critter on the loose and terrorizing a neighborhood.
Okay. This is, again, news. This is on news stations that are there to give you news.
In Detroit.
All right. Detroit, Michigan. Did you know that Hardy and I are from there? I don't know if that's ever come out.
Never been mentioned.
Smokey here is a neighborhood favorite.
Well, now he is.
What, Scott? What are you doing there, Scott?
Smokey here is a neighborhood favorite.
Well, now he is. They're buds, but a couple of days ago, this was Dalen Scott.
Wait, that's a bird?
No, that is Dalen Scott screaming, jumping up on the hood of his car in his driveway, recorded on a Ring cam as this animal comes out of nowhere and chases him up his driveway.
Oh, I thought it was a cool neighborhood parakeet that swore.
No.
I honestly did. I was like, that's the greatest thing ever. Have you said a neighborhood parakeet that swore?
That's a guy?
Yeah.
That's like Adam the first day that Walden Pond opens. Ah!
This was Dalen Scott.
Adam was out. Hi, Dalen. We all know Dalen from past clips. I'll tell you, Adam was so proud of himself because I got on Facebook because I wanted to see what this girl I went to college with looked like.
Oh,
and Adam is up there. He's so proud of himself because he was hiking at some park in the winter. Like, he's a real badass.
Was he snowshoeing?
There was not enough snow.
Oh, what a shame.
Too bad.
Yeah. Oh, whoop.
I want to offend you, but a lot of people thought that was a girl scream when you jumped up on that car.
I mean, he scared the female out of me.
Dalen and brother Jupiter.
That happened with my uncle. He scared the female.
I mean, he scared the female out of me.
Dalen and brother Jupiter Star, not his real name, meeting Smokey the Goat for the first time Monday since he got loose and scared the out of him.
I just wasn't expecting it in the neighborhood. Not at all in the neighborhood.
That's a real goat. What the
Just
it's a goat.
It's a goat.
And the goat made him jump on his car.
Smokey the Goat made Dalen jump on the car, and then Jupiter, not his real name, his brother, was watching this unfold from inside the house.
So a goat, a harmless goat that eats hay and grass and things of that nature.
But they come charging at you. You never know, Fred.
Well, you do know it's a goat. I don't. This is. So I take it this is a urban area in that it is not a place. It's not the woods. I would imagine that, like, if you grow up in Nebraska, that a goat walking by is not going to elicit this kind of
right. But if
kind of terror.
You're living in the city limits of Detroit, and you see a goat, charging up your driveway, then you're, yeah,
yeah, because Lord knows what they could be up to. Yeah. Jeez. But a goat that's 3 foot high. Real menace.
Just like a big brother would, this was Jupiter Star's reaction.
Just looked through the window, making sure he was okay. And my mom running outside with a knife trying to.
Your mom brought a knife?
Yeah, kill the thing. That's it. Because that will make everything a lot better. Attack it with a knife. That's what you do with dogs. If a rabid dog comes up to you, is you get an instrument that you have to hold in your hand and get your hand as close to the dangerous beast as possible. The knife is really going to take care of the situation.
How many times have you? I mean, you've had to encounter things before. You think like, oh, I'm going to the dogs start fighting. I'm like, oh, you got to stick your foot in there. Let me grab a knife.
Yeah, let me
grab a knife.
Yeah, like a pit bull's like growling at you, and so what you do is you take a knife and you get it real close to it, so it can really latch on. Jesus. If it's a beast you're afraid of attacking you, the proximity required to get it with a knife is something else.
Yeah, she brought a knife trying to get it to him, but she's so scared of animals.
With mom's help, Dalen made it inside their West Side Detroit home.
Go!
They have an unscientific theory why Smokey was so excited.
The goat trying to hump us. The goat trying to hump us.
All right.
Goat trying to hump us.
I mean, what a vanity on this guy. Jupiter and his brother are quite vain that this goat, its only intention was sexual with you.
Right. But one has to wonder, where does a goat come from? I mean, this is, not rural.
Well, it's the
area.
west side of Detroit,
Well,
and there's a
still.
lot of that's where houses are. Like a goat, that's not downtown where like you're walking by the Hudson Building and there's some goat walking by. I mean, this is residential land.
Okay, you live in a residential area. Would you be surprised to see a goat come up your driveway?
I've seen deer. I'd rather see a goat than a coyote.
But goats aren't wild out like, living in the woods.
I assure you, if a goat was in my home, like in my home,
Yes.
like in the walls of my home, I would be perplexed and weirded out. Absolutely. But if a goat was on the street, I'd more be apt to take a picture of it. I mean, of course I'd stab it. I mean, there's no question I'd want the thing dead.
Right.
I mean,
The goat trying to hump us.
yeah, I mean, it obviously wants to hump me, which it could do at any point. I mean, what animal could just come up and hump you?
Goats,
No,
first
wait,
and foremost.
like seriously,
Top of the list.
what animal like could get a hold of you and just start humping you?
Dog. That's about it.
Well, yeah, your leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you could shake it off, and
Right.
and then again,
Turkey.
What I'm what I'm more afraid of them is latching
Deer.
on and biting me.
Yeah.
Right, like so but to really hump you, you got clothes on. What animal is going to be able to remove your clothes and just start having at you?
You ever seen The Revenant?
No, no.
I think there's
too long.
No, there seems to be that bear's going after Leo.
Well, but the bear's going to kill you. It's not just going to hump you. I mean, you've all seen the movie with the horses. What was that called again? One thing I'll give Rich credit for is he went to see that movie in the theater. It was some movie about these people that enjoy horses, and there was this string of deaths.
Oh, it was a documentary, right?
Yeah, it was a documentary on people that like really love horses.
Yeah,
and
physically love horses.
Yeah, and there's an intrinsic danger to that because it's an unnatural act that doesn't always work.
Dolphins, I think, might take a run at you.
But I've swam with the dolphins on several occasions. It's one of the great joys of my life. It really.
I wonder why you went multiple times.
Yeah, because
the goal was trying to hump us.
But you know why? Because it made me feel alive for once. You cynical prick.
Not because the dolphin tried to hump you.
But who knows? I might have tried. I might have allowed it. I was having such a wonderful time. You've watched too many cartoons. All right, that was every Bugs Bunny. He dressed like a dolphin.
There is an explanation as to why this happened.
Get Yosemite Sam.
The second part in there, Ryan?
There is a second thing in here. All right, here we go.
In true Detroit fashion, it doesn't end there. The brothers' investigation...
No, it ended in a multiple... It sent out a wave of gun violence.
That's how you bring it back.
And then everyone
burned the city down.
They burned the city down, and everyone smoked crack. It was a whole situation.
In true Detroit...
And the mayor was put in prison.
Yeah. No, what happened is the mayor took a bunch of drug money, and his sister ended up dating white boy Rick. That was the whole thing that happened. Which, by the way, is real. Watch the story of white boy Rick. The big drug dealer that they went after was dating the mayor's sister the entire time.
Not the dramatized version. The documentary is plenty.
Yeah. Don't worry about that. That's real. Yes. And then the mayor took a bunch of money and built a dumb monorail, and everyone stood around and watched.
People mover.
Yeah, monorail that goes to 3 places.
In true Detroit fashion, it doesn't end there. The brothers' investigation into the loose goat led them down the street from their house to the psychedelic healing shack.
I kind of look like a goat.
Which is Bob's LSD hut. If you've never been, it's right next to Motown Records.
But, they're just gentle creatures, and they're biblical, and they're very healing.
The doc took in Smokey and Perfect and Angel.
If it was up to me, they might be in the house, but my wife's not going for that one.
He's currently locked horns with the city of Detroit for proper permitting to keep the crew. And now that Smokey cannot escape, the brothers hope he can stay.
Yeah,
what? That's good news.
The psychedelic healing
led
shack.
them down the street from their house to the psychedelic healing shack.
I kind of look like a goat. They're biblical. They're very healing.
Go trying to hump us.
So you can just make acid in Detroit now legally?
If you call it a healing shack, yes.
Yeah, and I like the term. Every doctor I like to is the shack. I often go to the colonoscopy shack to get all my colonoscopy needs done. What is this? You have lymphoma. Here's the cancer shack.
Yeah, I'm going to the chemotherapy hut.
I like hut better than shack. It's just a shotgun shack. Yeah, we have all your needs. Don't worry, you'll be cured lickety-split. All right. Well, good. I'm glad that there's a psychedelic shack in Detroit. Apparently, they've relaxed the... Oh, you know what? Mushrooms are, I believe, legal now in Detroit. It's become a whole phenomenon there. Everyone freaked out one time and then quit. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Chris Forsberg, our good friend, who's only one segment a week during this playoff run for the Patriots, because we've been nonstop Patriots all morning.
That's right.
We haven't mentioned him once, but nonetheless, we will have Chris Forsberg on to keep us up to date with the Celtics in just a moment. going on, and he's like, Providence this weekend. Okay, yeah, like, so, you met Kiss. Providence this weekend. Like, just anything. Like, you go into a meeting at, you're doing Home Depot, and you go into the meeting, and the manager's in the office, and he's like, Hammers. Yeah, I was wondering, what we were going to do about overtime. I heard that there was some opportunities. Hammers. You just be like, this guy's a lunatic. I don't know. Not all of them. A lot of them seem like decent guys, even though Felger and Maz got me going on this Matt LaFleur beard and haircut thing. Now it really is pissing me off.
Now I can't unsee it.
They had a really good show the other day between Jim Murray making fun of Bedard and the LaFleur stuff.
Right.
I mean, they really got me thinking.
Well, yeah, because they weren't breaking down plays. Good.
Yeah,
Talk about the stuff that we care about.
Yeah, I don't care for that.
Hair
all the time.
and
yeah, like but Felger was making a good point, and he was like, and then they were talking about, does he have a guy come in and like cut his hair every day? That's so vain.
Anybody who's spending that much time on their beard and their hair, I'm thinking, what time are you taking away from the things you should be paying attention to, like getting your team ready to play a football game?
And I'm opening myself up for ridicule, but I do think that if you think about this stuff sometimes, that it does make you a better man. Is that I'll often think about, like, if I was a woman, what would I think about that? Like a heterosexual woman that was interested in men. And I can tell you that I would find that the least attractive thing in the world if there was a guy that was getting his hair cut every day and getting his like spending an hour on his beard. I would just be like, ugh. Like I want to Robert Redford, man. He let his face get kind of like crinkly and stuff. Like, I want like an old West guy. You know what I want? I want a guy in like an Americana band, all like alcoholicked out. Playing small clubs.
Sure.
You know what I want. That's what I want. Like
Jay Farrar.
Like real bad tattoos, like up and down the arm. Like not sleeves, like individual crap ones. Like that's
randomly
attractive.
scattered.
Yeah.
No pattern.
Yeah, like Henry Rollins.
Yeah,
like
no
cool.
pattern.
Cool, like random
So put
tats.
that here. Maybe the other one.
You don't want Bieber.
there.
You want Jeff Tweedy.
Too fat. But I more emaciated, not the heroin kind of fat. Nikki Sixx heroin.
Okay.
All right, Chris Forsberg. He's got a heroin chic look that everyone.
Well, he's got a hair thing going on, but you're not insistent upon it.
No, he comes in disheveled.
Yes.
He does come in
That's
disheveled.
correct.
Which is,
when,
I would
when
give
the
him all
lights
the
are
credit.
on, when the camera's on, then it's a different thing.
Yeah, I would give him all the credit in the world for that. I don't think Forsberg. How often do you get your hair cut, Chris?
It's been like monthly lately, but only because
monthly is more than okay. Even every 2 weeks, if you wanted to. I know
that's a lot. That's a lot.
Like I know black guys like need to get. What were we talking about this yesterday? They need to get lineups. Like, and I understand that. Like every other week, I understand that. But every day, and that's what's required from that LaFleur haircut. And it now that they brought that up, it bugs me. And maybe he should be fired. Anyway.
Look good, feel good, though.
I don't know if he looks good. It's a very juvenile haircut. Do you understand? Do you know what he looks like? You know what he looks like, right?
I don't. I'm so out of it now. But he's the Packers coach.
Yeah, Packers coach. It's like everything's like shaved in the sides and the back and like faded up into like this very manicured, a lot of product kind of grease back. Like it's and then the beard is like immaculately trimmed.
Yeah.
And I have a beard that I'll trim down once a week, and I shave every day, the neck and like the area around it, but once a day. I mean, and it takes all of less than a minute, I'd even say.
The one thing I relent is that all these teams now have barbers on site, and
still too much. Still too much.
Well, so if I was just walking to get a cup of coffee at the facility, and I could get that fade tightened up a little bit, I'd probably be pretty selfish about it too. But
do you know who did that? Do you know who's famous for having a barber on set?
No.
Pauly D and Vinny, when they did Double Shot of Love, they would meet in the barber place and they would get their haircuts every day. Do you want to be like a Jersey Shore guy? Do you want to be like Pauly D?
Gym tan laundry, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, I do that, of course. But I mean, that's not haircut, isn't in there? All right.
I just sent you a good photo of Matt LaFleur. Chris, even though you have your notifications silenced, I'm going to notify you anyway.
So yeah, slam that notify anyway button.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like that's a really pencil thin coming off the beard line, right?
Yes,
Like, I don't know.
that's what bothers me more than the hair is like the amount of manicuring and the amount of maintenance that beard requires.
But at least
you swung me.
At least that's something that men have traditionally done every day is shave. It's that maintaining that haircut or caring. I don't know. It's the same affectation that Bill Belichick with the sweatshirts. It's like, oh, you got your little fun signature look there, pal. Do you there, Buster? Do you like it? I have stolen valor Navy shirt. It's all crinkly.
No, I just wear this because I don't care. Oh, you care so much.
Yeah, well, you don't care. That's why you wear the same thing all the time. You care greatly.
That takes more effort to cut the sleeves off and rip logos off and all that stuff. No, he doesn't care. Oh, he cares so much more than anybody else.
You wear Adidas tracksuit every day. You don't care. And I got news for you. He cared so little about that interview that he wore the crinkly Navy shirt in that he's got his girlfriend in the background causing a fuss the whole time. That's how little he cared about the interview. All right, Chris. There's very little to talk about the Celtics.
I miss you all.
We miss you too. Listen, it's not up to us.
It's a matter of time.
A lot of people think you'll be back here next week.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people.
Whoa.
There are people
Wasn't
leaning
me
in
this
that
time.
direction. Yeah.
Wasn't me this time.
Radzik's wanted you out of town on a rail, so this is really just acquiescing to the boss. The whole company's been very big on you not coming in. Of course, that's not true. Of course, but I think Missoula is a smart guy, and I think he's obviously a very good coach. But there are things about his personality I find troublesome. What did you make of that whole press conference?
Yeah, like, look, it was a little bit out of character for him. He's usually the guy who comes in and says, got to control the controllables. You don't get to control the environment. You got to just play through it. And I didn't love that it came on the heels of Jalen complaining. Now, all of a sudden, you're kind of getting a reputation like all they do is whine. But, because it's so out of character, it does make me think, like, was Joe just trying to back up his player here, just using these losses as a chance to send a message to the league? The question is, like, we won't know until they're back out there and Jalen's back on the court. And, like, what does it look like? Are they getting a better whistle? And does that last for the totality of the season? It's a tough needle to thread. I especially hate when we go on after post-game shows and it's all about the refs and fouls. It's like,
it's so boring. And yeah,
it is,
you're right.
right?
And
like,
it's like, 82 games, man. Come on.
From a listener perspective too, it's just, I don't know. And some fans get really riled up about it. Some fans want that. Some fans want us to be angry.
But here's the thing is that, Chris, like in the playoffs or like in the NFL, every game is so meaningful. And even then it's like a little much, but not on a Tuesday in January, right? Like
100%.
He can be pissed. But in terms of, I think you're dead on with a fan interest. If we went on here and bitched about officials or, grandied it up about who's the sixth man in the NBA, I mean, there's a lot of minutia that's I don't find entertaining, certainly.
Yeah, you just gotta balance it, right? And I just think that here we are. The Celtics have been such a good story, and now we're talking about this kind of whiny nature, and I just don't love it. And I totally understand why they're doing it. I'm not saying like. Sometimes you got to advocate for yourself. I understand why Jaylen Brown is pissed. If you look at the numbers, like
he's right, 50, correct? Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Is he complaining too much or not enough at this point?
Well, I think you can't. I think there's no such thing as complaining not enough. I think that
he sees himself as a star. The referees don't see him that way. They're not giving him the ticky-tack stuff that they give higher visibility players.
If you're Jaylen Brown and I have an opportunity to talk to you and this comes up, and he's a smart guy and he does all this stuff that he's obviously intelligent and he's got a huge career. He's doing way better than I'll ever do. But what I would say to him is,
jealous.
You're not a star because they kept you off the team. They kept you off the USA basketball team. That wasn't fair. Something's going on, and I don't think you bitching about it constantly about not being a star is going to make you a star. Like that's kind of something that whatever you're doing is wrong.
Okay, so let me rephrase and ask Chris, do you think this bitching will give him the calls that he wants in the future?
See, it's funny. So the first time he did it, well, I mean, he had multiple instances at the start of the season. One, the NBA was like, yeah, you're right, because he got tripped against the Jazz, and so they didn't fine him for that one. He went off a little bit after the Denver game last week, and then the next game against the Raptors, the very first play, he got a really good whistle. He didn't even really get hit. He almost fumbled the ball, and they gave him the foul. And I said, oh, okay. So refs hear this stuff. But then a game later, he goes off after San Antonio game. And I don't know, when you name check an official, when you pretty much call out the entire sanctity of referees, I think they hear that. And I think it's they all protect each other a little bit. So I wonder, I don't think maybe out of the gates it'll change. I do think it does plant a seed, and we'll see if long term it helps. But yeah, I don't know. It can go either way very quickly. And for me, it just comes down to Jalen will eventually get that whistle. He just wants it now because and understandably, the Celtics just do not draw a lot of fouls, and he's the only guy who can get to the line consistently. And when he's not getting to the line consistently, we get what we saw this week, where 4 free throws, minimal free throws. It just happens.
He's one of two guys that drives to the basket.
I don't think it's a great idea though for Mazzulla to kind of enable him. By going on the next day and saying oh yeah, Jalen's not playing tonight. I just sit him down. He's being punished, for only getting for not getting fouled last night after getting fouled 12 times the night before. I mean, I'm paraphrasing here, but he was just dripping with sarcasm. I don't know if that's going to help Jalen's case or your case. I really don't.
Again, time will tell. And I hate that we've already spent this much time on it. But it is what it is. The Celtics feel that they don't get fouls. But the one thing I always go back to is they're just not a foul drawing team. The way they are constructed, the way they play, they're just not going to get to the line a lot. It is important that Jalen gets a good whistle in the long term. But what he's doing even without the whistle is remarkable. And I do think he looks at it and goes, we lose the game by 4 points. If I scored a few more points per game, does the MVP conversation change a little bit? It's all little stuff. And I don't know. This is what we do in January. It won't be, hopefully it won't be a topic in March, April, May, June when the Celtics are playing.
Well, let's spend some time on this then. How would you describe Siakam's game-winning shot the other night? What type of shot was it?
It was not. So there are a few people in the league that you could just give the ball to. We all knew Siakam was getting the ball in that situation.
Was it a jump shot? Was it a layup? How do you describe the shot?
I would call it a little bit of a leaner, right? He spun, and then Nimi was coming over. He had to kind of throw a floater, so he probably got tagged a floater. I don't know.
No. There's a reason why he's doing this.
All day yesterday, even in casual conversation in the hallway, was calling it a push shot.
A push shot in the lane.
I'll go back and watch Wallach to see if.
Okay.
Usually
it's not a floater because a floater you don't use glass. So.
But I don't think he was intending to use glass. It was just he just kind of.
It was a bad floater.
I got a problem with the phrase.
Or a really good floater. Look, there at the end of games, and I know it's not inconsequential to your argument, but it's just there are guys you want to have the ball because they usually can make a play. He had hit a game winner, I think, in Charlotte a couple days before. And good for him. He got to his space, and the whole thing with the illegal screen, it didn't really impact the outcome of that play to me. Derek White got reset and was able to get up on him and played good defense. It's just Siakam made a ridiculous shot while Cater was coming over with help.
See, that's interesting too. Mazzulla 28 seconds of just saying illegal screen over and over again. But when you go back and look at the play, not just the still and not just that one, that 1 second of it, watch the entire play. Does it change the outcome?
You can make the case that maybe he stays attached a little bit more, that maybe Siakam doesn't get going quicker. But they were going to take the clock all the way down anyway. They didn't want to leave the Celtics with anything. And I think I just don't think it impacted. Refs typically allow a little bit more in that instance. You don't want the whistles in the final seconds of a game. And because it wasn't direct to the play, I don't have a problem with it. There's also one play earlier in the game where Garza buries Aaron Nesmith with a screen, a little bit of a lean in, and they didn't call that. So the refs were clearly letting a little bit go, and I just think you got to know that in the moment, and didn't impact the final game.
Illegal screen. Last 2-minute reporter agreed clearly a mistake,
but it was a push shot.
It was definitely a push shot by Siakam.
I'm gonna have to call it back up. Get the phone.
Have you ever?
Feel free to use that with Eddie.
Have you ever said push shot?
I have said push shot because like Garza's pretty good at it. He'll get it. Like it's for me, the push shot is usually very quick. You know, pushing it up there.
Yeah. Nothing Garza does is quick.
That's good screens, though. That's his great thing. I'll never forget they asked Scalabrini on the broadcast, so what does Luka Garza bring to the table at the beginning of the season? And without hesitating, Scal said he's a great screener.
Well, he's apparently like the strongest guy in the NBA or something. Like apparently he's like crazy strong. But
when guys run into those screens, it cannot be fun. Like that has to hurt, and I do think it matters. Like I think I'm the geeky guy who thinks screening is underrated, and I think like guys like Tatum, when they've had good screeners, they're just better players. And so I respect what Garza is doing, but I understand also the flip side of it. Got to be better on the defensive end, maybe grab a few more rebounds. But he has not been the problem. He's doing his thing.
No, he's not been the problem. No, he's been the solution, man. All right, all right. Listen, enough with you.
Yeah, your one segment is done.
Oh, come on, Chris!
Okay.
Don't be like that.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to be like that. I swung because you guys posted that clip last week, and I got a lot of angry people.
Oh no!
Online?
I know, right?
Stop.
Wait a second.
Can you believe
That's
it?
not
Can
right.
you believe it?
People didn't have the intelligence to sense sarcasm or any of that. I find that very difficult to believe. Here's a way to get loved on Instagram. Get your family together and make them say "boom" over and over and over again.
Yeah.
That's what gets a lot of likes. You being sarcastic and having fun, no. That is.
Are you back on the Costco guy?
I mean, it's
Never been off them.
It's the decline of Western civilization, and I'm not joking, but there you go. That's the way it goes. I'm very surprised there was some pushback on you having a thought. Do you still wish that the Patriots would lose? We won't make it.
I actually enjoyed it because I don't get to play the heel very often. So the fact that people thought I was actually rooting against them was kind of funny.
See, I get to do it all the time, and it's not personally aggravating. I shrug at the stupidity of people. That's what really is the question.
Bring the boom.
Yeah,
I respect it.
Yeah, that's popular apparently. And my son sends me all their videos, so I see them over and over and over.
Oh, we're
again.
so sorry to hear about your brother that passed away. He gets 5 big booms.
Yep. They've been doing that for years. The same exact thing over.
Are they
and
still
over.
on Cameo? Like, what is the price on a Cameo for the Costco
Good
guys,
question.
boys?
I don't know. What's the price of a
it's gotta
Cameo
be
from
like
Cameo?
$500, right? From those
Word
idiots.
up! I would take a Cameo in a heartbeat.
If I'm Cameo, I'm suing the company for stealing my name. Interesting conversation on Eddie Trunk about why Tesla never sued Elon Musk for using the name Tesla.
All right, personal video 150, business video 5,000.
That is from the Boom guys?
Yes, on Cameo.
And what a return on investment that 5,000 would get you. I mean, seriously, I hire extra staff because you're about to get bum rushed.
Fred, that's only 1,000 a boom.
Listen, you doing anything this April? You want to do my taxes, my friend? You doing a great job. All right, listen, Chris Forsberg, we love you. Check him out on NBC Sports Boston. Thank you, Chris.
Later, y'all.
All right, we'll be back. Here are the headlines.
Sports Hub headlines.
Hey, we're Toucher and Hardy, and 6 people work on this show, and 4 of them have spent, if not their entire lives, the vast majority of their lives in the Boston metropolitan area. One exciting thing about Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, and Jimmy Fallon is that in my research during the break, they're all older than me. So that's some by quite a bit.
Ooh.
So that's very exciting.
I wouldn't have, I would have thought Fallon was late 40s.
No, Fallon is a year older than me.
Wow. I was going to say early 50s, yeah.
And so here's the deal. Jimmy Fallon, in my research, I cannot find him residing in Massachusetts at any point in his entire life. He grew up in Saugerties, New York, and he went to college in New York, and then he went off and worked for Saturday Night Live. I'm unaware of him living in Boston at all. And he seems to have gotten a lot of mileage on Saturday Night Live through that horrible adaptation of the book about the superfan. It's a very good book by Nick Hornsby about a superfan of like Arsenal or something.
The Nick Hornby book is fantastic.
Hornby,
and it's soccer.
It's
all
soccer. It's a really good
Which
book.
is why it's called Fever Pitch.
Yeah,
because they play upon the pitch.
And then Fever Pitch became an awful movie where it was disgusting to see them out celebrating with the team after that historic World Series win.
Yep.
Real aggravating. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck are really smart, and I think very talented, the two of them. And every time I hear them interviewed, especially Matt Damon, like he's really, really, really smart. And they grew up in Cambridge. But they were theater kids from good families. So
Sarah from Everett went to prom with one of them.
Oh yeah, I mean, she was
That
married
stood
to Affleck.
next to them at a bus stop.
She broke up the first J-Lo marriage, and so Jimmy Fallon, Ben Affleck, and Matt Damon have a movie coming out, and I like hearing them interviewed together. I do think they're really smart, and I think they're incredibly talented. Jimmy Fallon is none of that. Jimmy Fallon is likable to idiots. Let's be honest. No one I respect likes him. I guess there's a girl I would marry a woman that liked Jimmy Fallon. I would
It
let
appeals
that
to
slide.
people who like the post from the Boom guys. Very similar audience.
Yeah, I would say so. That's a television version of the Boom guys. What that's almost too mean to Jimmy Fallon. So Jimmy Fallon has Ben Affleck and Matt Damon on. So I want to explain this by saying, like, 2 of these 3 guys are smart. You guys I've lived in Boston for 20 years. Explain this to me. This happened on the Jimmy Fallon show last night.
And now, 3 guys from Boston say every town and city in Massachusetts.
Now, Jimmy Fallon's not from Boston, but I hate to get stuck on that, but he's not from Boston.
So I guess maybe because Fallon did a sketch on Saturday Night Live, and I don't remember this, but it was a recurring sketch called Boston Teens.
Yeah, it wasn't funny.
No more Garcia Parra.
He just made out.
They were in the basement.
He made out with Rachel Dratch, which was the funny part because Rachel Dratch isn't someone you would necessarily want to make out with. She's a very funny woman, but let's be
No ma. That was it.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's very no ma. They would say no ma. So this happened. I saw this, and this is comedy on a national television show. This guy's making tens of millions of dollars.
All right. And now, 3 guys from Boston say every town and city in Massachusetts.
Damon, Affleck, and Jimmy Fallon. Come on stage.
By the way, Conan O'Brien did this during that comedy show I was at. He did.
Abington, Acton, Acushnet, Adams, Agawam,
Alfred, Amesbury, Amherst, Andover, Aquina.
Arlington, Ashburnham, Ashby, Ashfield, Ashland, Athol, Attleboro, Auburn, Avon, Aya,
Barnstable, Barry, Beckett, Bedford, Belchertown.
Bellingham, Belmont, Berkeley, Berlin, Bernardson, Beverly, Billerica, Blackstone, Blandford, Bolton.
Boston, Bourne, Boxborough, Boxford, Boylston.
Braintree, Brewster, Bridgewater.
What are the people laughing at?
What is this? What is the point of this?
What's going on? And this goes on, by the way, for 4 more minutes if
Oh
you'd
my
like to sit
God!
through it.
This was 5 minutes. This
They
bit.
said all like 350 or whatever towns.
Oh, jeez.
So the fun joke is that they're pronouncing the towns. I'm not from here. I've only spent 20 years here. Anyone explain to me? First of all, 4 people have Boston accents still. So explain to me why this is even funny.
It's not funny.
No one under the age of 20 has a Boston accent because of the internet.
Right.
Wiggins is the one guy that still has an accent. You all grew up here. None of you have a Boston accent.
I don't understand any of this.
What the hell's going on?
I don't understand how this was green. You know what, Jimmy? This will be funny. Unless there was a 6-minute hole in the show that needed to be filled at the end of the night.
How about you? I don't know. Have a conversation.
Right. Just talk to Ben Affleck and Matt Damon.
Sit them over there on
happen
chairs.
to be very charming together. They're best friends. You got something going.
Have you watched Fallon sit and have a conversation with the celebrity?
No, he's an idiot.
Why they're doing
You're
bits
so
like this, 'cause
awesome.
he's the worst.
Congratulations on your movie.
But I mean,
Brimfeld, Brockton, Brookfield, Brookline, Buckland, Burlington, Cambridge.
and you got 2 smart, talented people, and you're just going, "Oh, here's what's funny. You're from Cambridge." Hooray!
I didn't see this. I didn't.
Well,
know
I didn't
about
see it either.
No, I
It
didn't
showed
know
up on
about
the-
it until now.
Well,
and
I have it record the Tonight Show every night, so I'll see it in a little while.
And then you do the crossword puzzle in Parade magazine. It's a real intellectual exercise.
What the hell are the 3 of them thinking? I mean, it's Fallon's stupid idea, but
No, Damon and Affleck are probably great. I don't have any problem with the 2 of them.
Well, it's different than what they normally do. They answer the same questions over and over again about their movie. Here's another way to promote it without having to do much.
I would want to talk about. I made a movie. I'd want to talk about the movie.
It's a Christopher Nolan movie that people are actually excited about. Is that what they're on to talk about?
If my big torture is I have to talk about my film that I'm proud of, I think that would be what I would want to talk about. Or, you got 2 guys that are smart, talented guys. They can be very funny.
Don't agree to this.
Well, no, what are you going to do? You're playing along. They did 7,000 interviews yesterday. It ends with the Fallon show. You go up there, but
Canton, Carlisle, Carver,
and God bless him, he's trying. But what is the concept of this? They have a team of writers, professional writers.
They're promoting The Rip. That's their Netflix.
Well, I don't even think you should promote it based on this. But I don't know. I've lived in several places. Well, not several, but a handful of places. And I would have put this on and I would have gone, oh, yeah, interesting. Accents that you don't have. Accents that you didn't grow up with. If your mom's a teacher, your dad's a stockbroker, he's not walking around with a huge Boston accent. I got news for you. Ugh.
We did you know what? We shouldn't throw stones. We did a similar bit when we had Nick pronounce the school closings last year.
Oh, that was
Ni ka ni.
Yeah, he grew up here.
Pung ka po ag.
Oh boy.
And you should hear his father talk. But so much of that Italian heritage is bled into his.
You can hear it when he says a word like
Montestory.
Yeah, Montessori is what he's trying to say there. If you didn't know.
Damar is Coda.
All right. We have a gentleman that covers the Houston Texans. We will dig into the game here on Wednesday.
Uki.
Yeah, we did the same bit, same thing. Hey guys, you get Affleck and Damon for 15 minutes. I got a great idea.
Hey, let's spend a third of it.
Yeah, just having them under fun music say the names of Boston towns. Oh boy, they knew a minute in that it was failing. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Montasushi.
More Toucher and Hardy on the.
Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 9:30.
Boston Talk Sports.
Trade break May.
We all know what, but we won't say what. Yeah, worst take on these airwaves in the last 24 hours.
We may not take a call today.
The Sports Hub. When it comes to the show, Hardy thinks the same way you do.
Nothing happened.
He's got the same questions.
Where is the story?
And the same opinions.
Boring.
And he's back with Fred on the Sports Hub.
At the Sports Hub on YouTube. He covers the Texans. He is from, he went to UMass. He's got local connections. Mark, hello, sir.
Hey, I went to BU, actually, but I was the voice of UMass in the 90s. Not to get the whole resume out there, but I just thought I'd mention that.
Well, I got into BU to the General Studies program because they would let anyone in. But I did not end up attending there. I went to Rollins.
I'll tell you what, I went through that, and then I went to the communications school, which I never would have gotten into out of high school, but it really changed my life. And loved Boston, loved living there, became a sports fan there, actually. But here I am in Houston. I've been here since 2002, and it's wonderful to be part of this postseason ride.
Yeah, and so it's obviously there's a level of concern locally about this Texans team, and seeing the way they've won a few games in a row and all these things. How are you guys looking at the Patriots locally? What are you thinking of this matchup?
Well, I look at the whole history of it. It's the third time the Texans have been up there in the divisional round, but it's very different, obviously, because that was Tom Brady, that was Bill Belichick, that was the boogeyman, as Wade Smith, who used to play for us, called them. And now it feels like the Texans, at least defensively, they have the feared unit here in the league. And if people don't, they should. This is an outstanding defense. As a play-by-play announcer, when the defense takes the field, I get excited. There's excitement in the air. It's more than the offense, actually, because the offense is this continual work in progress, really. And they had
what's going on with the
night.
offense? Yeah. Stroud's struggling with the new coordinator, or what's going on with that?
All right, so it's been herky-jerky. They've had their moments. They actually, I know it didn't look like this on Monday night, but they've had the fewest turnovers in the history of the franchise this year. Because a big part of the formula is let's just play football and not turn it over and punt, because this defense is going to carry us and create turnovers, get the ball in favorable spots, that kind of thing. As I say that, the backs have been doing pretty well. Woody Marks, Nick Chubb, C.J. Stroud, he's had some good moments. They went 3 starts without Stroud. They had Davis Mills starting, and they won all of those games because the defense is so good. But having said that, they made clutch throws, clutch plays at the end of games. This is where they're good, guys. They're a clutch crunch time team. Fourth quarter belongs to them. They've won 10 games in a row overall, and it's because in the final frame, they are outstanding on both sides of the ball and on special teams.
Okay, what is the injury situation going on? What is Nico Collins with the concussion? Are you hearing anything about him?
He's in the protocol, and, once you say that, you know what that means. Who knows, right? And you hope he can play, but it's a short week. You played Monday night, and you have to go through, 3 full days of activity without having any symptoms or reduced amount, whatever the case is. The protocol is a gigantic mystery, and I don't know. Look, I would say it's iffy. Dr. Vandermeer says it's iffy, but I'm hoping for the best.
Okay, how big a absence is that if Nico Collins is not playing?
It's huge. He's the best player on offense for them. That's it. Hard stop. I mean, that's it. Because what you've got here is Nico Collins making great plays, attracting a lot of attention. That enabled Christian Kirk to have the night of his life against Pittsburgh. Now, they do have Jaden Higgins. He's 6'4", rookie, looking good, coming around, getting better every day. Rookies, you never know where it's going to go. And I think he is a good performer. Xavier Jalen Knoll, another rookie. They got 3 guys from Iowa State, and they're all very productive. I should say effective. It's not a high volume of production yet, but we'll see.
It's funny, Mark, because the narrative, I guess, on Houston was the slow start, and then they turned things around. They've had this incredible run, here at the end of the regular season and now in the playoffs. But looking back and looking at some of the losses they suffered early on, it's not like the defense had to figure things out. They weren't giving up a ton of points in their losses, and they weren't scoring a ton of points, but that's kind of been the same. They've just they kind of, just flip that coin a little bit. And I wonder if they really had all that much to figure out. The slow start seems really anomalous because they weren't blowout losses and they weren't giving up a ton of points then either.
They held the Rams to 14 on opening day at L.A., and they lost because they only scored 9. They turned it over at the end. I mean, the defense has been good all year long. Now, Baker Mayfield had a drive against them Monday night, week 2. He had a big scramble. Quarterback scrambles have been a concern in key moments. Bo Nix, they had Denver on the ropes. That's the game where Stroud got concussed. Mills plays 3+ quarters, but they couldn't contain Nix on a late scramble. Denver got a field goal, won 16-13. Stuff like that. Drake May can do that, so that's a concern. Stationary quarterbacks, they eat them alive. Now, they got to Justin Herbert really well second to last week of the season in L.A. They devoured him. So they're hoping that they can get to Drake May in the backfield, make life rough for him.
But there's that fear of him getting out of pocket and picking up yards that way. Okay, I know you got to go, so I'm just going to ask you, do you have a prediction coming from your end?
I just think it's a close game. It's a fourth-quarter game, and we just talked about it. Does May make a big play at the end to help them? Do the Texans make a big play defensively or offensively to help themselves late? I don't see this as a game that gets out of hand either way. Kind of like the Chargers game, but I see the Texans doing a little more on offense because they can run the ball with Chubb and Woody Mark.
To do less.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus, I don't know if you saw it, but Herbert was a mess from the very beginning.
Patriots
in that game.
devoured him too.
Yeah. And well, in the second half,
I saw that, and I think that's a concern with the Texans' offensive line. But the Chargers were depleted with backs, and I think the Texans with these two guys could do better.
Yeah, and the left side of the Patriots' offensive line with the 2 rookies, they struggle against the Chargers. I guess that gets even worse in this instance.
Guys, Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. are monsters. I mean, they are so good. This is the best tandem in the league rushing the passer. And don't sleep on the defensive tackles. They rotate them in. Rankin scored the other night. He's got 2 touchdowns on the year. It is insane what they can do all levels of this defense. It's really fun to watch, except for the opponents.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game. You couldn't ask for a better matchup. We'll get you out of here. We know you got to go. Thanks for coming on, Mark Vandermeer. And exciting game on Sunday. Looking forward to it.
Looking forward to it. Go be you.
In what?
In anything.
It's not football.
Nobody cares, Mark. You know this.
Stop that, Mark. No, just kidding.
I know. Not on this station. Geez, sorry, guys. Okay. Thanks.
On any station.
Well, I don't have any problem with BU. I just don't know what they play. All right, Mark, thanks for the time. We appreciate it.
All right, gents. Thanks.
All right, thank you. Mark Vandermeer.
Beanpot.
So he's even not doesn't seem fully convinced that the Texans. It seems. I'm telling you, it just seems like such an even matchup. It really does seem like it's a coin flip. When the way they describe the Texans defense and that it's very base and that they do the same thing and they just ask you to test them, that it would be a concern of mine if I'm the Texans. A lot of times with these scrambling quarterbacks, you get pressure on him, and he's so elusive, and he evades tackles
and you also
may taken off. You could see that in a close game too, when you pick up 12 yards on a scramble and you get into field goal range like that. That would be a concern.
The way he described that, that final play and the way they lost to the Broncos, it's like, all it took was Bo Nix, getting loose on one and scrambling, getting in field goal range. You could see this game coming down to exactly that final possession. One team has to kick off, and all it takes is 2 plays, and one of them could be, either one of the quarterbacks scrambling and picking up 13, 15 yards, and that'll end up making the difference.
And if the offensive line holds up at least a little bit, you give Josh a chance to deal with just a base defense. Maybe he can scheme something up to help free some people.
Yeah, I was going to ask him a little bit if we had more time about the institutional knowledge that Houston might have against McDaniels.
A lot of connections.
There. So if that's still, without Belichick, if that's still, and with May and not Brady, if that's still a factor with that.
Are there any tricks left in the bag o' tricks? We've seen plenty of them here.
We didn't see a halfback pass, did we?
No, we saw Efton Chisholm
an Efton Chisholm throw, but we didn't see a halfback
wide
pass
open
to a wide
Drake
receiver.
May. Wide open Drake May, Efton Chisholm, everyone's hero. Can't even hit a wide open receiver. I make that pass 10 times out of 10.
Direct snap where the May goes,
that.
it's over my head.
Oh, no, we haven't seen that.
That's a Ben Johnson special.
Yeah, we haven't seen one of those.
We haven't seen that.
Brady was a master at that.
Do you know
Kevin Falk was here?
I was at that Lions game where Goff did the fake. I dropped the ball.
Yeah.
And I said in the stands, much to impress my son, I said that was on purpose. I told everyone around me, I was like, that was on purpose. They did that on purpose. And they didn't say it on the broadcast. Freddie T, on top of things. That's just so you know.
Look at you.
That when you go to a game with me, it's like experiencing it's like getting a PhD.
It's like going to school. Yeah.
Why don't you impress your son by giving him the Bible instead of sending it to the guy who called in and wants to give it to his son? Why don't you just give the Bible to Milo?
Well, that's every holiday. He gets a new Bible.
Because he wears them out.
Yeah.
They're all dog-eared and highlighted.
Yeah, it's like, this is
start over.
This is where you were at when you were 3 and the way you annotated it. Like, here's a fresh start.
Right.
Yeah. Like, especially Leviticus. He's all over that. I mean, that thing's highlighted. It's like why are you even highlighting it? He's like, you're highlighting everything. He's like, every next word is very powerful to me. Yeah. So that's what we do. But if you're wanting an update on the Bible that Nick gave me as a gag gift, he's the one going to hell.
Yeah, seriously. The fact that you would give the Bible as a joke.
And Adam says it's not even a good Bible. But the thing is that
there's no such thing as a bad Bible.
Didn't say it was a bad Bible.
Some are better than others.
Didn't say it was a bad, but in terms of the way that it was printed.
It's the King James version. It's like the old English version that's been around for hundreds and hundreds of years.
But if you missed it, a gentleman called and he said he wanted it for his son. Yes. He seemed very sincere, actually. So we
have his address. We're going to send it to him.
No, he's not picking it up. We're sending it to him.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's even nicer of us. So if you're listening in Atlanta and you used to send me Bibles as almost a punishment for what I would say on the air, how the tide has shifted. Now we're sending out the Bibles. You see? Mm-hmm. All right. We have the award-winning email segment coming up, and if you're looking for video evidence of Scott Zolak's fart, look no further than at Toucher and Hardy. I've collaborated on it as well, at Fred Toucher. That video is up and ready to be consumed. If you're looking at all the intrigue around Scott's horrible wet fart that happened only yesterday when we were at Gillette.
Here. Oh, that was a live one.
Yeah, that was a live one.
No, that was wet.
One of the archived ones, though, this still, I mean, in terms of viscosity. No, hold on. Hold on. That's the one.
That's the one that I can't believe is not in a bathroom.
It's a cheek rattler.
There's some flapping going on.
That's one that you just... I can't believe that just the tonality of it, that wasn't in a bathroom.
So much fun.
That's a man in great intestinal distress. And a brave man doing that in a room. And again, you gave me 100 guesses. I'd stick 100 times to that he was in a toilet and taped himself, but that's not the case. That was him standing amongst men in clothes. That's just devil may care. That's a be-in 1967. Haight Ashbury. Anything goes.
Yeah.
That's letting your hair fly. Actually, that's part of the play hair. We're the time of the season. No, it's just Scott throwing up.
No, that was just the burp.
Oh.
That's throwing up. Yeah, that's throwing up.
Even the burps are wet.
I mean, he's that's a burp with regurgitation. I mean, that's not gas escaping. That's gas with liquid.
All right. You all right there?
Yeah.
Jesus.
And he's very defensive afterwards.
Yeah. You were by yourself.
Scott, you just burped up a bunch of fluid. You okay?
Get that in. All right. You all right there?
Yeah.
Jesus.
You worry about yourself, okay?
Yeah, you just swallowed it all back down.
You need to worry about everybody.
Yeah, I'm worried about you. I'm just worried about you, buddy. What you worried about? Well, you just burped up a bunch of liquid.
Ryan did come in and try and explain this because Nick and George did have some more back and forth. They were recording during the show yesterday.
They got it?
So there was a recording session.
So that was a recorded fart.
All right.
Here, we'll.
They got it?
Is that the same as?
Yeah,
it is.
It is. It's the same one. All right. He was telling the truth.
Mystery solved.
Wow.
I wish he never called in because then it kind of. I thought the timing of it. I was giving Scott a lot of credit for that perfect timing.
Ron Jeremy, giving the countdown.
Yeah, well, they can all do it at that level. He's the Peter North of farting. Same result too, basically.
About 10
if you're in the
coming
area,
out.
if you're in the area, it's the same result. All right, we'll be back in just a moment with the award-winning email segment.
I'm an animal. I know.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy.
The email bit. We should do the email bit. It's a great idea. Let's do the email bit.
Hi. Cece's back, our old intern.
Love having her around.
Just for a day.
Yeah.
Or is it just for today?
You think she's
Just
only
visiting today, yeah.
Yeah, you don't think that she's chomping at the bit to come back again? She was in Rome for 3 months, and she has referred to Waltham as the Rome of Boston.
Hey.
If you looked at the Boston metro area as Europe, of course, Framingham would be the old East Berlin, and then Waltham would be the Rome, because of all the architecture and things and all the history.
Sure. 1075 Main Street is the Coliseum.
I'll tell you, I've never been happier to not go out to lunch than I was yesterday. I was exhausted. That would have lunch too hard after the show. Never a good idea. All right, at the end of this segment, because I can't have any fun, I would like to play the Scott fart and have you call in, but that's apparently not allowed because of the way this has been set up. It's very important that at the end of this segment, you have a chance to win tickets for Sunday afternoon's Patriot game. It says night here, and that is just false.
I still didn't fix that, huh? Sorry.
No, you're lucky you're working with a professional
Yeah.
that knows the time of the game off the top of his head.
I trust you. You
well, the
cannot
thing is,
trust
you
me.
don't have a sports radio background.
No,
and that's
I
where
don't.
you're really failing. Is that some of us know when the games are, but I don't expect that out of you because you've not been in the business for as long as I have. I mean, this is my 17th, 18th year doing 17th year doing sports radio. I've become an expert over this time, and that includes the game time of playoff games. I don't expect that out of you yet.
Noted.
All right, what do you guys got? If you want to email us, go to 985thesportsup.com. Get our emails if you want to see the Scott farting, which everyone does. Everyone's railing around that. At Toucher and Hardy, at Hardy985, at Fred Toucher. We're building a small empire full of one boom at a time. What do you got?
Earlier, we were replaying the Jimmy Fallon 5-minute long bit of them reading off all the towns in Massachusetts, Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, and Jimmy Fallon. And it was.
Why is my Vox Pro not working?
Agawam, Alfred, Amesbury, Amherst, Andover, Aquina, Arlington, Ashburnham, Ashby, Ashfield, Ashland, Athol, Attleboro.
Yeah, comedy.
Yeah. And I mentioned that Sarah from Everett went to prom with Ben Affleck. She quickly emailed in, I triple dated with my girlfriend Cheyenne Rothman and Ben Affleck for her senior prom at Brookline. They dated for a while. I used to go to Ben's drama competitions where his play won the season against Agnes of God. Ben played a Barker. I know Ben Affleck and Matt and Casey. Ben ruined our trip to Europe my summer going into my senior year because she wouldn't leave the hostels because she had to talk to him.
Jeffrey Glassman's never been prouder, but Toucher and Hardy's email bit is powered by Jeffrey Glassman Injury Lawyers, where Sarah from Everett gets all the leash she needs. If you've been hurt in a car or work accident, you got to get Glassman. Don't just send an email. Call all sevens at 617-777. 7777.
She then provided
or visit gottagetglassman.com.
She then provided a link to a story about Cheyenne Rothman, Ben Affleck's first love, who he met at skinny dipping camp and dated longer than either of his romances with J-Lo before she dumped him for a life away from the spotlight.
Well, skinny dipping camp sounds like a very freeing experience.
Yeah.
Skinny dipping camp seems like a nudist colony situation. What an interesting upbringing. Maybe that's where he got that powerful Boston accent that's so humorous.
You just dial that sucker right up.
And
the pretty brunette met Affleck in 1990 when both attended Commie Camp Thoreau in Vermont, a now defunct summer camp known for skinny dipping and socialist politics.
Yeah, it's a bunch of commies. Yeah, Adam went there.
Everyone.
Sounds delightful.
It does. It sounds right up your alley, you fascist. And so here's the deal.
It's the opposite.
Yeah, it's communism and socialism. Never run by fascists.
She was on the red carpet with him at Chasing Amy. Oh,
that's exciting.
Yeah.
And by the way, what I love is when I'm watching a game, seeing a commercial with a real thick Boston accent, letting me know. All business.
Where you are.
Yeah, all business, because you hear it all the time. Again, 6 people on this show. 4 spent the vast majority of their lives, if not their entire lives, in the Boston area. None of you have accents, but everyone's running around with the thickest accent known to man. You know, there's TV and the internet now. It's kind of, we're losing that regional dialect. I do hear it from time to time, and I get excited when you hear like a Baltimore or something like that. I do get excited.
Baltimore.
Freddie Truth. Frank says, the Scott Zolak is Peter north of farting might be the most important thing you've ever said. This is like when Opie at the end would justify his presence on the show by saying he said something funny. Just the first one I opened. Thank you for your pursuit of truth, Monday through Friday, 6 to 10 a.m. You're welcome.
Well, in the interest of truth, we had our news story earlier from Detroit where a goat got loose and was chasing a gentleman in his driveway. Dan in Lunenburg says, goats can be quite large. I used to raise goats. Large goats can grow to 100 to 150 pounds.
It's not so large. I could wrestle that to the ground.
Goats are not predators, so they will generally not charge a human. But an intact male, you know what that means.
Yeah, you got your whole genitalia, your balls and your penis.
In a hormonal craze could charge a human. If a large goat charged you, you would not win that battle.
100 pounds?
150-pound goat charging you?
Goat charging you.
And I go low? They got legs like mine. Even
Goats
fight.
on humbles.
I'm 195
Yeah, but
pounds.
they're all like lowered and they got the hard head, and if they
Marcus Jones, Justin Herbert. I bring that goat down at the 2. Over, and I got the size advantage there, so it's almost like a reversal.
No, the goat is Marcus Jones.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But if
Marcus Jones bring you
my
down.
point, but my point is, even with the size differential,
You're making my point.
I
but
would
go ahead.
I would go low like Marcus Jones did. I take the legs.
You're going to go low on a goat.
You believe me?
Doesn't
I can
make any
get
sense.
low.
You're not making any sense.
Goat charges me. It's got spindly legs. I have spindly
Hear me
legs.
out. Go ahead. Here it is.
All right, here's the deal. Fun sketch. I think you should leave. Season 4. Here we go. Listen, I know you got Taproot or whatever to do a song for the last one. I got some ideas for bands you could do. Crooners, local guys, theater people. Anyway, goat comes charging at a guy. I don't know. Guy gets low, takes it down, kills the thing. What? Guts. You play with it how you want. You do that. We'll improvise the whole thing. Nick says, Freddie T, I'll take the Bible you don't want. I work with fellow veterans trying to get them sober. It will go to good use. Let me know. Thanks, Nick. Nick, I would have given it to you, and I love this conversation, but it has already been given to a young man, to a man who wants to give it to his son. Isn't that beautiful? That's public service. Next time someone complains, send them that.
Okay. You facilitated the giveaway of the Bible. I made sure Nick was on the phone actually getting the gentleman's address.
Correct.
In an effort to complete this transaction and to truly fulfill your community service requirement, which I have been keeping track of your hours for you.
Thank you.
Will you follow up with Nick to make sure that he mails this thing out?
I have given Nick the Bible, so I've already been on the case. If you'll notice, the Bible's no longer in studio. Nick is holding it in his hand right now, still in the cellophane.
And not in an envelope.
No, but that will be done later. Nick is working very hard back
Will
there.
you make sure?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll be on that. You better believe it.
12, send me that thing that you were telling me about, too, since we just brought it up. But go
Here's
ahead,
something
John.
football.
No, John was getting ready to speak. He was finally going to read an email. Don't cut him off.
So Bedard was saying that a lot of the offensive assistants in Houston worked under Josh McDaniels. He was also saying that they use the same offenses they watch on tape of his games every week to see what they can steal from him. He went on to say that this gives Houston an advantage. My question is, wouldn't that also be an advantage to the Patriots' defense if Houston is running the same offense as John and steals his plays? Can't Josh tell them what to expect, or he could just play his offense against the Patriots' defense during practices, and that would be good for practices for both units? Right, that is from Dave. My understanding of Houston's defense from the experts is Houston doesn't do anything particularly adjusting to any offense that they play, that they're so good on defense that they play a fairly rudimentary defense, and they don't change it based on the opponent. That's what you've heard as well, correct? I'm not speaking out of school.
No.
I don't think John was listening.
That's been the narrative on them. Yes.
Yeah, so I don't really think it matters at that point. I do think it matters. So I guess it wouldn't matter if they're familiar with Josh's offense either. But maybe they would know some ways that he would try to help.
Yeah, that would be
things of that nature.
I guess that would be where it would come into play. It's like, okay, we're not going to change all that much, but what is he going to do?
Right.
So,
how is he going to help out the left side of the offensive line? Like, how is he going to use?
Which was a big concern when Will Campbell first went out. And you remember all the hand wringing that I was doing specifically, and Phil was in here and we were talking about it. Like
two rookies over there.
You bring Hunter Henry over, you take away one of your best.
And leave a back in the chip, whatever the case may be.
It ended up being nothing. It was like no big deal. But against those, they weren't playing the Texans.
No.
But there is also, okay, so if you go to these jumbo packages that people are so fond of running now, like I understand that they can be effective, but you are also, the reason that people haven't been using jumbo packages for a long time, and it's basically come back into vogue, is there are some disadvantages to that. You're taking speedy playmakers off the field. So with every thing that you do to adjust to something, there is a disadvantage to doing that.
Of course.
Limiting options, you're sending 3 guys out, and if the other team drops back 6, okay. And right now, the Patriots aren't flush with guys that can beat man-to-man coverage.
Well, my understanding is that, just from watching the game last week, the Houston game last week, is that Houston uses 5 defensive backs almost every play. That they're almost consistently with 5 defensive backs. They have 5 down linemen, 2 linebackers, and 5 defensive backs. That's their base defense. That's what they consistently use. So if you put in a jumbo package, it doesn't affect what they do. But with everything that you can do to mitigate a pass rush, that's something you are taking away.
But ultimately, if you bring in the jumbo package, not to get too deep in the weeds, can you run the football well enough to keep that pass rush off you? Or at least keep the defense guessing a little?
Well, you're obviously going to have to be able to run the football. And that's going to be interesting to see how that goes. And we've also learned that Houston, not a great red zone defense. So we'll see how that happens. We'll see how this all plays out. I love breaking it down.
Sean says, Fred did beat the golf cart. Maybe he can beat the GOAT. Let's find out. Absolutely. I think we should
trouble to be had.
Take the show in a full-blown Jackass direction and just start doing stunts with livestock.
And certainly Jackass would have gotten away with one of them tackling a goat. Even back in 1999, I'm sure that would, or 2001.
You have no fear of a 150-pound goat. I think you're being foolish.
Now, I don't want it to happen, but if a goat came running at me, I think I would think on my feet I'd be able to take it down. 100-pound goat, I could take it down. I could lift it over my head. Mandelbaum. I'd hold it over my head.
150. Don't take away.
According to the email, that's what they max out at.
I think my son's up past 170 now, which for 6'3", 6'4" is very heavy. I take him down lickety split. Don't worry. Even if he's like in a bear crawl, I'd still take him down. Mm-hmm.
You know, they use goats on golf courses. They bring them in to clean up the really overgrown areas. They did it at George Wright. They've done it on other courses.
Yeah.
They bring them in there like, here are goats, and they set up just
That's when I get my photo camera.
Little tiny barrier. It's like they're not going anywhere. And they leave them there for a week, and they come back, and the place is barren.
So
clean.
They build a pen off the fairway, saying we need this roughed, trimmed down.
And they need you to walk around.
Area here. We could send our crew in there, but
it's been a week. Go walk around with shoes off.
Just bring the goats in, and come back in a week, and the place will be spotless.
It will be spotless. There will be no waste. None of it will go to waste. Where are my shoes? I don't know. You took them off in the car. Let's just go. Whoops. What the This is a real mess. All right. Caller number 10 to the contest line, 617-931-0985. You'll score a pair of tickets to see the Patriots take on the Houston Texans Sunday at Gillette Stadium in the divisional round, the very game we've been talking about. Not cheap to get in, so these are good tickets to have. And enjoy yourself. Not overly cold either. Supposed to be a fairly sunny day, to my understanding.
We get the emails. We've been getting them a lot from Ken Mahan, who is the lead meteorologist for the Boston Globe, and he gave us the breakdown for the weather for that game and the other games. You know what? Maybe I'll share that with you in the stack.
Oh.
But the thing is, you got to do it because legally, if you
gotta
tease that, you
pay
have
off
to follow
on that.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
The National Weather Bureau starts getting on your back.
I'll do it.
And you need to do that. All right, so we'll be back in just a moment.
The goal trying to hump us.
Sports Hub headlines presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Patriots play Houston this coming Sunday in the divisional round of the AFC playoffs. Patriots players had yesterday off. They'll be back at practice today. In other NFL news, Pittsburgh Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin stepped down yesterday. As for the Bruins, they won their fourth straight game last night, 3-0 over Detroit at TD Garden. They are now back in playoff position in the East. They play Seattle tomorrow night to wrap up the homestand on Zdeno Chara night. And one-time Red Sox target Nolan Arenado traded by St. Louis yesterday, not to Boston, but to Arizona in exchange for a minor league pitcher. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Cross Insurance, known for building winning partnerships with teams of all sizes. The official insurance broker of the Red Sox, Bruins, and the Patriots. Visit crossagency.com. Cross Insurance, your team, your choice. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 10 o'clock.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Tune in for Mark Bertrand's six-pack of thoughts for this weekend's game on Zolak and Bertrand, brought to you by Corona. Grab an ice-cold Corona, sit back, relax, and enjoy game day in the Corona Lime Zone, where La Playa awaits for football's biggest fans. Must be 21. Relax responsibly.
Is foot pain keeping you from living the life you love? Hi, it's Phoebe with the good...
All right.
You know what I'm talking about.
Sure.
No idea what you're talking about.
Here's more of The Thing on the Sports Hub. We know what you're thinking. What could I possibly have missed from the show? It's time for The Stack on Toucher and Hardy.
Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy. The Stack is brought to you by New England's largest Volkswagen dealer group, Colonial VW, located in Medford, Wellesley, and Westboro. Come see the amazing finance and lease offers happening every day at colonialvw.com. Yes! You can have it all at Colonial. Colonial's like, thank you. Thank you. All right. The best thing about Scott basically throwing up is the defensiveness after it. Worry about yourself. Well, I'm not throwing up.
That's a burp.
Yeah.
Don't confuse a burp with actual vomit.
Stupid.
Yeah, just different degrees of throwing up, but sure.
Ken Mahan, lead meteorologist, Boston Globe. Hey, gents, here's the latest forecast and weather stats. Should you wish to use, go Pats.
Yeah.
Starting in Foxborough, the Patriots will see sub-freezing game time temperatures slipping from 30 degrees to the mid-20s.
Houston can't play in that.
With wind chills landing in the upper teens under a blend of sun and clouds. Patriots are 1-0 against the Texans at home in the same weather conditions since 2000. They're 7-1 at home against any team with the same weather in January.
They had pretty good teams.
Mm-hmm.
During that stretch.
Let's look at the stats for other divisional games dating back to 2000. Buffalo Bills at Denver. Sunday, 4:30 p.m., or Saturday, 4:30 p.m., high pressure dominates the region. Look for mostly sunny skies and a slight breeze. About 10 miles per hour. Game time temps will slip from the upper 40s to 50 degrees down to the mid-40s. Wind chill will be in the 30s by the second half. Is Denver like sneaky not that bad weather-wise in the winter?
Apparently, this is unusual for them. And do you really list wind chill if it's in the upper 30s?
He's just giving us everything.
I don't think that it gets like super cold, right? It's more of a snow situation.
It's volatile. It's that you can go through a stretch of time in the winter and have it be mild, and then all of a sudden I had a friend who like got snowed into her garden level condo for 2 days because they got 3 feet of snow, 5 feet of snow over the course of a few days in April.
They obviously get a lot of snow, but my thing is that I don't know if it's necessarily like super frigid. It's more just like 30 degrees and they get like an assload of powder.
Right.
Yeah.
Like those mountain regions that get like that powdery snow.
49ers at Seahawks, that one. The weather's not going to play it. Here's the good one. Rams at Bears, Sunday, 6:30. Ice cold on Sunday evening. Game time temps in the upper teens. Winds about 15 miles per hour. Gusts up to 20 at times. Wind chill in the single digits, closer to 0 than 10 degrees. Also a chance for a spot flurry as well.
Well, that weak-armed loser from the Rams is dead.
Hey, have the Rams ever won in those conditions, Hardy?
The Bears are
Ferrigno or Ferragamo or
Ferragamo.
Ferragamo was electric in the weather.
The Bears are 2-0 at home.
Wins
at home against the Rams under the same weather conditions.
No wins for the Rams.
Ferragamo, he was Hollywood. He couldn't handle it. He was too Hollywood for that. God, I hope Ben Johnson loses. Ben Johnson's not accomplished enough to be behaving the way he's behaving.
That I agree.
He's feeling it.
Yeah, like you gotta check yourself a little bit. And the talk of LaFleur's hair and meticulous beard.
You becoming a Felger and Maz fan?
I've always been a Felger and Maz fan, but they did get me thinking because now I can't stand LaFleur, and I never had a feeling on him either way. But now that I realize that he probably gets his hair cut every day, and Forsberg blindly just trying to play the role of nice guy, stepping in to defend the guy. I'd do it too if there was a barber around. You would? You'd sit down for 20 minutes with a barber just because he was sitting there every day. That's something that you would do. No, that's insanity.
Yeah, it's making you hate both LaFleur and Forsberg.
Well, I've always hated Forsberg.
Right.
Obviously, that's why I have him on the show because I think that people enjoy that obvious intrinsic hatred between the two of us.
Yes.
You know, they tune in to hear Sparks fly every time that he's on, you know? Because you know my opinions on the Celtics.
I know.
They're
the
very...
way you guys lock horns off mic talking hoop.
I mean, my opinions on the Celtics, I mean, death threats. I mean, people are like, you are so opinionated. Is there anything you don't have an opinion on that team? Especially in January. I mean, my God, you are so locked into that, Fred. And I go, I know it's an addiction. I can't help it. I just love January hoops. All right. When everything's on the line and everyone's playing every night, it's great.
All right. Everyone's talking about.
Yeah, the players super care with the way they are perfectly healthy and don't play.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anywho, the big fart monster is in here now.
Oh,
Scott
good.
Zolak,
Thank God.
Mr. Fart.
Time for us to leave.
All right. That'll do it for us. Everyone have a great day. Bye.
Talk to you tomorrow. Toucher and Artie on the Sports Hub.
Looking for the perfect gift? Ace Ticket has you covered. With what you see is what you pay, upfront website pricing, and real Boston people answering the phone to help you, Ace makes it easy. Call 1-800-MY-SEATS or visit aceticket.com.
1-800-MY-SEATS. Why drive when you can ski, ride, or chew? So close to home at Neshoba Valley Ski Area, just off 495 in Westford, Mass. Great value and so close to home. Purchase ski and snow tubing tickets online now at skineshoba.com.